L3 is live now with some... All right. Hey guys. I forgot
Hi.
that I'm doing this. I'm Alex. With me I got Scott and Option. We're about to do some bonus content. Some of that sweet, sweet bonus content. How you guys doing? The Reliable
Yeah.
Three. That is what I have named us. We are the true hosts of Irrational Passions podcast. There can only be
All
three.
right.
All right, they're at the end. Settled.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
The debate has been put to rest. Nabishin, you moved back to Virginia yesterday. 2 days
I
ago.
did.
2 days ago. Excuse me. How is that?
How was what?
The move? Was it smooth? Smooth in the
More or
groove?
less.
Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty much hassle free. Except the fact that I have more stuff than what my dad had for the truck that he run. Because it doesn't help that like when he came, he brought my nephew and a friend to help bring stuff in. Bring stuff to the truck, even though, like I said to him, like I didn't have that much stuff. But in perspective, I was like, I don't have that much stuff. It's just me and you going. But like he brought Vernon and he brought his friend to bring stuff down. So like, and he had all his like work equipment from in the back truck too, and he also had some clothes from my some he was gonna get to the poor that he just forgotten was still in the car. Like I had to leave some stuff behind at Tony's parents' place. But it's fine though. Like I asked her, she said it was fine. Like she was Tony's mom was she's a really sweet person because like she like wrote like a letter of recommendation for me like to like move into like almost any other place. Like she like wrote down like, oh, Brian's such a sweet person. He's quiet and uh he's well behaved. He wasn't too loud. He didn't like destroy any of our stuff. So like like I highly recommend it. I was like, oh, that's so sweet of you. And like yeah, they were really nice people. Leaving my job though, like the last day there, like, I was surprised how many people were like, oh, we're going to miss you. Not in like the thing you're supposed to say type of way. Like oh yeah, that guy I forget his name. He's leaving, so like whatever. Like they were actually sincere. Like a couple of like my coworkers like, yo, let me get your number, man, so I can at least get a hold of you. It'll probably never happen, but for the fact that they even asked for my number, I was like, sure, why not? So I just gave them my number. My boss lady at the deli, she like made me a cake and said, "Oh, we'll miss you," and yeah, it was like kind of bittersweet. Like it's so weird because like obviously I want to be back here, like no questions about it. But like I always feel bad just leaving stuff like that. So like I had to make this like certain face every time someone says like, "Oh, today's your last day out," and it's like a stretched out face that like I can't smile, but I can't really be sad either. So like it's kind of little, so I just like stretched out my mouth the entire time that he just talked to me. I'm like, like I can't, I can't, like I couldn't do anything else. It was a weird thing. Um, but yeah, that kind of made me sort of sad to leave them. But hey, I'm happy I'm gone from that place too. Not that bad. It was actually pretty good even. It's just that he didn't want to put my use. They didn't pay me enough for my uses, and they saw that too. Like it was kind of like nothing they could do. But I mean, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Fuck them. So I'm back in Virginia. Saw Guardians of the Galaxy with my nephew and best friend. We'll talk about that later. I'm pretty sure. Um, that was fun, by the way.
Yeah.
My nephew has been super happy. Like we just been like hanging out. Like we hung out all day yesterday. That was just me and him, and like we just had a great time doing that. And pretty much all day today, I just hung out with my best friend Mark. Just pretty much played The Last of Us the entire time. But like we just had a good time just talking and stuff, and then hanging out with Mark. I was hanging out with Alex, and Travis showed up, and then like my other best friend Katie showed up from her job, and like I finally talked to her about Warren High School whole stuff, how that ended. I gave her told me that she lied. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of good friends here. Seeing my parents and all my best friends again, it really makes me happy, and I'm a happy camper right now.
Yeah. I'm glad. You will be sorely missed, obviously, but we will see you again before too long.
Oh yeah, extra life, man.
Afterlife is right around the corner. Fuck, speaking of which, before the end of the month, we gotta start talking about that. Oh, god damn it. It feels like it was just so soon ago, but now it's like 2 months away. Uh, but it'll be fun. Scott will get really loopy and talk about loose juice, and we'll have a good time. Um, all right. Well, I'm glad that you're having a good time now that you're back in Virginia. Uh,
Gross.
anything else other than Guardians of the Galaxy, which we'll talk about in a little bit.
Nothing really. There's like, but tomorrow I'm probably gonna see Mark and Katie and Coach Katie do the ways of the Tomodachi life, as she must know. Um, I also downloaded the Outlast DLC, so we'll probably play that later on that night. Um, like after we record tonight, I'm playing Mario Kart with my nephew. See, it's so weird. Like I feel like I'm like almost like a rock star, almost like it's not. It's nothing like that really. It's just like people. It's like I'm just getting so much attention lately. I'm not used to this. I'm like, oh wow, you miss me? Oh okay. And then it's like, oh you want to hang out with me? I guess I'll pull you in because I'm so popular now.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a nice feeling.
but yeah. I never get it, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, Scotty. What about you? You moved. Scott moved too. Are you talking, Scott? Because if you are, I can't hear you. Well, Scott's
Am I here
dead.
now? Am I
Yeah.
here now?
Yes, you're here. What's
Well,
happening?
it keeps flipping from default to microphone to the USB microphone I'm using. It keeps like changing the default input or where it's supposed to go. I
Weird.
don't know what's going on.
Probably something stupid.
Yeah.
Usually.
Anyway, so yeah, I moved too.
Yeah, moved to a new house.
Yeah.
I saw it from the outside.
Okay, so the move was a bit odd. We're supposed to be downsizing, but we moved into a house of a very, very similar price of the other house we lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, the house is smaller, but it's has a lot of extra, I'll say, like, bells and whistles, those sorts of things. Like, for instance, there's a built-in, I want to call it a half-U couch. You know, curved, black leather. Three of the things have seats that kick out.
Mm.
It's it's a one of the real long couches. That's in the
Yeah.
basement. And there's a pool table pretty much right next to it. There's a downstairs almost kitchen. It doesn't have a stove.
Mm-hmm. So like a half kitchenette.
Yeah, it has everything. It pretty much has everything but a stove. Dishwasher too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In the back, there's this odd mini court thing where there's basketball hoop and a school. I want to say it's a catcher for soccer, and it kind of looks tennis courty-ish. Of course, it's not nearly big enough to be a tennis court, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's a nice house, is what you're saying.
Yep. Anyways, let's see. The other thing, yeah, it's a nice house. Yep. It's got a lot of that stuff in it.
Mm.
The move
Alright.
spanned
Okay,
over.
I'm
You,
Scott.
You
You're
cut
cutting
out.
in and out. Oh, you're back. You're good. You're good.
no,
now.
I stopped talking because you started talking.
Oh,
over
sorry.
it.
It's my internet connection.
Okay. Yeah.
This is why we do this in the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
I took my video off, so it should be better now.
Okay. Anyway.
That's only on with the video
we
now.
have
That's
an
weird.
we have an outdoor porch, and pretty much everywhere has TV access. Almost every room, every bedroom, the goddamn outdoor porch has it. There's a TV in the kitchen. It's not on. It's not hooked up right now. It's one of those old ass, big square TVs. Then there's a formal living room or just living room next to it. That's got a big setup. There is. I already told you about the one in the outdoor porch, but I didn't tell you that there's like a hot tub outside near that porch too.
So like.
Ritzy.
Yeah, it's a
Ritzy.
It's a stupidly fancy house.
We're dealing with Evan Wall territory here.
We are dealing very, very, very much in Evan Wall territory in here.
Let's see. I'm sipping some champagne while having the old people just give me massages at the same time.
While eating gold-plated chicken wings.
Yeah. Yes, Alex.
Evan and I, on occasion, will exchange a Snapchat here and there. And he... Sorry, the delay is fucking with me. Evan sends me a Snapchat, for those unfamiliar. It's like a picture message with like a time limit on it. He sends me a picture of his feet in the sand, like with like sand in between his toes, and like a drink in his hand, and it says 86 degrees, and he's like, "It's sunny here." And I'm like, you know what, Evan? Fuck you. He's on the beach right now. That's why he's not here, by the way. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be at the beach for the next 2 weeks, so I can't record.
I like throwing rocks at the poor people at the beach.
So,
but yeah, they went ahead and they left a couple TVs here. Did not finish my last thought. Anyway, that hot tub has a mini TV stuck on it. And I'm like, what? At this point, like, I understand. Like, the house is several rooms smaller than the other house. But like with all the extra stuff that it has in it, I can understand why it's roughly around the same price.
sorry, I'm back now.
And hey,
The move itself has spanned over. Hold on, I gotta check calendar. It's a fucking 5 days.
Okay.
It took a full 5 days to get things from the other house into this house. Mainly because this house doesn't have a double door.
Okay, so
With
you
relatively,
can't get
yeah,
the stuff in.
with relatively, with a lot of the large stuff, it was took a lot more time to get in.
Mm-hmm. All right, but smooth move overall.
Overall, pretty smooth. The gym set, that's still a mess. Essentially, the unfinished part of the basement's not big enough to fit all of it. So there's another room that we went ahead and we put down plastic on the floor and we stuck the mats on that. But this is also in the basement, and you have to take stairs to go to the basement, no matter what. So yeah, that would be several 100-pound weights that had to go down. Mm-hmm.
Goddamn.
no wonder you're so jacked.
Kind of have to be.
Yeah, you know. Scott just jacked as fuck. We have a comment that says hi from Katie, Mark, and Alex.
Hello.
So there you
Glad
go.
you're listening.
Now they're
Thank you.
watching. They can see my internet crash and burn in front of everyone.
Quick, talk about Donkey Kong 64 so Katie can squeal first half a second.
Donkey Kong 64 is the best Donkey Kong game ever made. Let's be real here. If you are not a fan of... Think about it. The combination of Donkey Kong, you're like, alright, I'm on board. Diddy Kong, who's just adorable and is awesome. He gets a jetpack in this game and shoots peanuts out of pistols. Then you get 3 new Kongs: Lanky Kong, the greatest video game character ever made; Tiny
Oh,
Kong, who can shrink and thus can crawl inside of a shoe for the final boss; and then Chunky Kong,
what?
who is super goober and is scared of things, but has Hulk strength.
But the watermelon cannon on him too?
Yeah, he has a watermelon cannon.
Is great.
Like, King Kong gets like a like he spits grapes out of like a pea shooter or whatever. Like I don't know, like one of those Indian dart shooters, Native American dart shooters. Excuse me.
A pea shooter.
For the subtle racism. So there you go. Donkey Kong 64 beats Donkey Kong Country 9 times out of 10. Or 10 times out of 10, depending on the context. Anyway.
Okay.
Anything else happen with your life, Scott?
No, it was pretty much the move. All week.
Okay, cool. I was sick all week. You both saw me at different points this week. And saw how disgusting I was.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it was like...
I think I got the less disgusting part. Much less. You seemed pretty okay.
I'm in good spirits, usually. Although I felt like shit that night. I'll tell you that much. It was worth it, though, to see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically 2 weeks ago I was like, I'm not feeling well. I went to the doctors. They gave me antibiotics. The week after that, I was like, I'm still not feeling well. I called the doctors. He gave me a new antibiotic over the phone. He called my pharmacy. I got a new antibiotic. It's super powerful. It takes care of all of the bad business. If I had an infection, it would have killed it. Then on Monday morning, I'm like, my throat is starting to feel like a lava lake. And then I went to the doctor again. I went out to Damascus, which is very far away, and went to the doctor. And she's like, I don't know what's wrong with you, because you definitely don't have an infection because you're taking like these super powerful antibiotics. And I can't give you this because that'll mess with the antibiotics and make you worse. So I'm going to take your blood if anything's wrong. Like, all right. So I took my blood and then nothing was wrong. And then all week, including through Saturday, 6 consecutive days with a burning sore throat, which has never happened to me before. I've just felt like awful garbage.
You still taking
I
the
might be getting
antibiotics?
better. I don't know. It really... I finished them. They're done. So, depending on how I feel on Monday,
You
I
should
may
have
have to go
stopped.
back to the doctor.
Should have stopped.
Yeah, at this point.
Yeah, you got confirmation from the doctor that you did not have an infection.
Yeah.
But you pretty
But
much got that.
she said to finish the antibiotics. She's like,
Oh, okay, never mind.
just in case,
Never
finish
mind.
the antibiotics. Because, like, I could have had multiple things. Now I'm, like, congested. My throat burns like fire right now. Has all week. And I've been getting headaches and dizzy and a bunch of weird symptoms that I don't normally get. Like, I don't get dizzy very often, or if ever. I don't get nauseous ever, but I have been this week.
I'm nauseous.
Weird
I'm
sickness.
nauseous.
It's just like one domino after one domino falling after the other at this point. But you know, I'll probably be going back to the doctor on Monday, so hopefully it'll get resolved. So I apologize if I'm congested this episode, or if I sound congested. I will. There's nothing I can do. Forgive me. Anyway, that's my week. We all saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Scott and I went to see Guardians of the Galaxy on Thursday night, and then Nabshin went yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Very good.
enough.
It's a very good movie.
Very.
One of Marvel's best, I think, is
Probably the best. It'll be a toss-up between the Avengers itself and Cap 2 to determine like which one is the best out of those three.
Mm-hmm. It's just like the feat that Nabshin and I were talking about, kind of before we started the show. Is like they accomplished what the Avengers accomplished, but without any prerequisite. All of these characters were completely unknown, and they gave them all the screen time they needed, made you fall in love with each of them individually, and then brought them together as a team by the end. and it was great. And they did it all in one movie, which is super, super cool and very difficult.
But let's be fair. Like the one thing I was missing from that movie was Hugh Jackman's ass. If Hugh Jackman's ass in that movie, it would have been the perfect movie.
It would have been the perfect movie. Not beyond comic book movie, it would have actually just been the perfect movie. At some point, Hugh Jackman stood up after fucking someone and been like, "This is my ass, look at it." And then it just ended. They could have had that as the post-credit scene. Of course, the post-credit scene that they did have was perfect as well.
Yes.
But, yeah, what a great fucking movie. It's so funny. And you fall in love with those characters real hard. Especially Rocket. I went in thinking Rocket would be my favorite, and Rocket was my favorite.
I'm like in between him and Groot.
Groot was real good.
Yeah.
I am Groot.
I'm still Rocket.
Yeah. Oh, God. The sarcasm was just, it was wonderful.
I don't know what it is about Gamora, but I don't like her. Haven't pinpointed it quite yet. I don't think she's like a terrible character, but you put him against everybody else, and she's my obvious least favorite.
Okay. I really like Gamora.
I haven't put everybody else in their place yet because I didn't really care to. I just do right now that Rocket's my favorite, Gamora probably least.
All right. What'd you think of Gamora, Nabishin?
I thought she was fine. It wasn't like here or there with her.
Yeah, but
the guy,
when you order them, who comes in last?
like it'll probably be Gamora or maybe Batista.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying about it.
Okay. Like what's the name of his actual character? For Batista?
Drax the
Drax.
Destroyer.
Like it's so weird. Like actually knowing like the backstory of him like being a wrestler and like probably Mark will see this movie too when he'll say like the same thing. It's like because like he's so hammy at first as far as like like this as far as like being like super literal with everything. But then, like near the end, it was like he just like metaphor, and it's like it kind of grows on you. It seems annoying at first, but then it'll grow on you.
Yeah, I fucking really liked Drax a lot. He was like a secret weapon. He had such great comedic timing in a lot of cases. With his fucking stone-faced serious about everything. And then, just the Kevin Bacon moment. I completely lost it. Oh. God.
Alright, that's enough about. So we got people watching. No spoilers.
Yeah. Go see Guardians of the Galaxy if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. That movie did all right, by the way. Did like $100 million on its first night, so no worries. They're gonna be possibly. This means there'll be more weird comic book movies, and that's awesome. But I think that's it for.
What were the previews that you saw? I saw the Hunger Games preview.
Hunger Games.
That Disney movie, which it was not on my radar at all, but for some reason after seeing that trailer, it kind of got me. Like,
everyone we were with was totally on board with the Big Hero 6, I believe it's what it's called.
Yeah.
I'm not like too on board with that movie. It just does. I don't think it's my cup of tea quite, but it looks good. Looks really good. Obviously Disney Studios doesn't really kick out bad movies.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore, yeah. But it looks good. There was the Dracula trailer, which looks like a great kind of dumb. Ethan really wants to see that movie.
I still didn't see that. It didn't have it in my theater.
Okay, Dracula
I saw
Untold.
Gideon or whatever. Yeah, I did not see that.
They did the trailer for Interstellar, which is Nolan's new movie, which I'm super stoked for. With fucking my new man crush, Matthew McConaughey. God, I love him.
You have so many of those, man.
I have a lot. It's true. The
Too
list
many man
goes
crushes, bro.
on.
Chris Evans, Matthew McConaughey,
Chris Hemsworth,
50 Cent.
Cooper. 50 Cent, you know. I just have this weak spot for 50. Oh, God, he just speaks to me. Anyway, Yeah, a lot of dumb trailers. Nothing really of note, except they showed the new Interstellar trailer, which looks really good. But yeah, nothing really new. I didn't see in the new Hobbit trailer, but I've already been excited for that. You guys want to start the show?
Do it.
All right. You have Audacity open. Everybody good to go?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you do your sound check? I'm just asking you just to.
I did. I didn't
Okay.
do what I normally do. I just was talking to you guys and I didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. On 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boom. 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 Finally saw that SpongeBob trailer too. By the way,
Yeah.
I saw that online.
Me too.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't either. Like, a lot of people were really down on it, but like after seeing it, I'm like weirdly interested in it.
Sorta.
It looks like SpongeBob, and like whatever. It's for kids. It's not necessarily for us.
Yeah, and like, come on now. The kid shows that we probably would have found good when we were younger. And I'm not talking about baby shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We
fuck the Rugrats.
don't exactly
Fuck
we don't
you.
exactly find those entertaining anymore.
Yeah, like we grew out of them because that's what you're supposed to do. And like we have a nostalgia for SpongeBob. Like if we went back and watched our favorite episodes of SpongeBob, we would still laugh because like I remember watching this when I was younger.
I remember chocolate.
I remember when they first invented chocolate.
And
Sweet chocolate. I always hated it.
but no, you go to the shows that you kind of liked that you don't remember too well but you still like them. You go back to those shows, the shows that aren't SpongeBob, and you probably won't like them anymore.
Yeah, like if I watch Cat Dog now, I probably wouldn't like Cat Dog. But
That movie was good.
the Cat Dog movie was really good.
Cow and Chicken.
Kind of like that anime movie.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different beast in itself.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but it's stuff like that.
Yeah. It makes perfect sense. Like we're old now.
Yeah, the kids show has to be real good for us to like it still, and
Like
SpongeBob
Adventure
was
Time,
real
for
good.
example. I'm speaking this not for myself, but for say you two. Or like Korra, which is technically a kids show, but man, I love it.
Yeah, it's alright.
Oh God, last night's episode was so good too.
But like
Yeah.
those shows cater to us.
Yeah,
They try to cater to us too.
very much so.
Let's start the show.
All right, let's get this party rolling. Oh, gross! I'm so.
That's not a cough. That is not a cough.
That was a
Burp in the
burp.
fuck- Yeah,
I'm
you're
like-
stronger
I'm
than
like-
Katie did.
I'm like in
No,
the leg.
you did. No, I'm not gonna tell it. No, don't worry about it.
Don't-
Inside
don't-
joke. She's laughing. I'm laughing. You guys are laughing because you don't get it. So there you go.
All right. Thanks. Did I play anything else this week, Nabashin?
Yeah.
Since you always get on my case for.
Now you know how it feels. Wait, what?
Did I play anything else?
The Last of Us. You didn't put that on your list.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah, look at you.
See, my head hurts right now. So.
Yeah, the blank thing is actually sadly accurate for me.
Didn't get to anything this week.
Nothing but that damn phone game.
Oh, well, you get to go first then. All right. It is Saturday, August 2nd, 2014, and you're listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm Alex O'Neill, and I'm your host this evening, and with me I have two wonderful chuckle fucks in the form of Scott Guthier
I thought that was a fish.
and Brian Nabashin Jackson.
Once you go nigger, you never go bigger.
ready for that.
Nope.
Oh God, I'm leaving that in because that's too fucking good. Welcome to Irrational Passions podcast.
The nervousness starts already.
I mean, it's the three of us here. Like, I don't have to put on a show for Gray because he's not here. I don't have to, like, blow myself because Tony isn't here. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm a cuss.
You're gonna cuss.
Eat his dick.
Start throwing out
Eat it,
racial
yeah.
slurs.
Yeah.
Scott and I are gonna say cracker at least once. Here's mine.
I'll get you good.
Oh, you will. Welcome to Irrational Passions podcast. This is the first time you're listening. I'm sorry, as per usual. We are a video game podcast where we usually talk about video games.
And I think this episode is going to be called The Dirty Cast.
The Dirty Cast.
For obvious reasons.
189. That's when it gets real dirty. We're going to talk about some video games. We're going to talk about some news in video games, and then we're going to answer some questions that you guys have sent us, you listeners out there. A couple things to get out of the way first. First of all, we talk about our lives and our weeks and what we've been up to outside of video games in the video pre-show, which you can watch by watching the video version of Irrational Passions podcast, which is the raw, uncut, and unedited version with a bunch of in-between bullshit in it. And you can see that on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/irrationalpassions. 2, I'm sorry if I sound gross, because I'm really sick, and that's why I sound gross. And 3, our home base is IrrationalPassions.com, and if you haven't been checking there, I will tell you what's been going up this past week, such as a review of Abyss Odyssey by our very own Jarrett Green, which is a downloadable game that came out for PS3, 360, and PC recently. It looks interesting. I don't think Jarrett completely disliked it. Not completely, I should say. But it's like a weird, I think it's like a Metroidvania-esque game. But it looks cool. And by the time you hear this, I promise I will have gotten off my sick ass and I will have put up our half-year Game of the Year website post. It was supposed to go up halfway through July, but I've been very sick, and I apologize.
I have a question.
Yes.
Did you ever do the Walking Dead episode 4 with Jared and Jacob?
We have scheduled that to record on Monday.
Oh, okay.
That might, that could be iffy, but we're planning on Monday. Obviously, our website's Twitter at IrrationalPod. You can find out when we go live with that, and you can hear us spoil the shit out of Irrational Passions, out of The Walking Dead, Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 4. But yeah, that's it. That's all that's been going on in YouTube news in the video world. I finished The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess yesterday, actually, at the time of this recording. That was a really good game. I remember that game more fondly now, and I'm glad that I got to play through it again.
Twilight Princess. I remember Twilight Princess.
I remember when they first invented Twilight Princess.
I hated it. Twilight.
Like, that game is better than I remembered it as. And, like, don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of stupid bullshit in that game. Almost as much... There's, like, a part that's very reminiscent of the Wind Waker getting the Triforce shards. Excuse me, while I just fall into this pit of disgustingness. There's like a part where you have to go around the map and do a bunch of stupid little puzzles that take up a lot of time. And you have to do the whole Twilight Realm stuff 3 times, and it stops being interesting after the first time. So there's plenty of that, but... the game it has like a really good story, I thought. And as the only teen-rated Zelda game, it is kind of the only game of its ilk in the franchise. And it's good. It's really good. It's like, I'm glad I played that and Majora's Mask back-to-back, because they're very reminiscent of one another. And I really liked it. So you can watch me play through that whole game with my stupid commentary. Alex Plays Zelda: Twilight Princess. YouTube.com/IrrationalPassions. And by the time you're hearing this in audio form, I will have started playing Ocarina of Time, or I will have taken a week off, and then next week I'll be playing Ocarina of Time. We'll find out soon enough. It'll probably have started. So, and you can watch me be like, God, I wish I hadn't played this game in this order.
Oh wow, this is such a better controller than I had before.
Yeah, that part's coming up soon. It's gonna be like, wow, playing this game is actually a lot better now. So I recorded a couple episodes of that today. So those are shorter episodes because I'm fucking blowing through Ocarina of Time. I'm already done the second temple. I only have like 10 episodes or whatever. So, and then I'll be doing Wind Waker. So look forward to that. But that's it. Let's talk about video games. Scott. Video games. Did you play any this week?
No.
Oh.
No, I didn't.
Oh, it's a dark time in Scott's life. Oh no. Did you just play fucking Puzzles and Dragons?
That's the only thing I really had. I mean, I had the ability to set up and play on Thursday, but that just didn't end up happening. I was tired. I woke up for the move. I woke up at 6 every day, and bed at 12, up at 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just real tired all week. All week.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Hey, well, for those who don't watch the pre-show, Nobshin has successfully moved out of Maryland into Virginia, and Scott has successfully moved into a new home. So it's done. The deed is done.
Yep. And I finally have a TV that works for the console games again.
Yay! You can play
So I'll
Last
be
of Us now.
Yeah.
On PlayStation 3.
There actually might be a problem with that.
Why is that?
Right now, only the next gen consoles are out. However, they might get the remastered version.
It's very good. I'll be talking about that in a moment. But Nobshin, you got it too. Okay, I didn't even see
Yeah.
it.
I advise them against getting it, but if they do, then it'll happen sooner than later.
Yeah.
If they don't, I'll probably just end up playing a lot of Wii. Yeah.
All right, we use pretty hot right now, as we've discussed on the show before.
Yeah.
All right, is that all, Scott? No video games to discuss?
Well, on a funny side note story, I've been making jokes all week, because the house is the way it is. I start doing the motion clap on, clap off thing to see if things work, as a joke. And my dad and I think it was Sean actually thought that you could control the TV for every action that it does, because at one point we were using the Xbox for it. And it was working. So they decided, once I was done with it, upstairs, I come back down and they're yelling to the TV to try and make it change channels. They're like, how did you do that? I'm like, no, that was just the Xbox.
Yeah, that's funny.
Magic.
It was magic, Father. Don't you understand?
Nerd.
That's pretty good. Nerd.
Yo, wizardary.
Scott's dad is totally the guy that would be like, whatever, nerd. but not in a mean way. In a joking way. Anyway. I'll go next. I'll talk about my video games.
Oh, sure.
You know what? I like not going last. I'll be honest with you guys, but I do it.
Oh, because I'm black? The black guy doesn't have to go last? What's wrong with you? I have friends watching this. Now you see how they're seeing how you treat me. This is terrible.
Nobshin, do you want to go second?
No, because I'm better than that.
Because I'm not that petty that I'll just say. I watched a whole bunch of Game Grumps this week, and I wanted to give them some love because I've mentioned them on the show before, but while I'm sick, I've just been super bored. Because sometimes I'm like my head is hurting too much to like watch TV or play video games.
Okay,
Uh,
Caden.
I
My
know,
head
right?
hurts.
Oh, my biotic implants hurt me. Uh,
Oh, but Shepard, you look so hot in that suit.
oh, Shepard, are you saying what I think you're saying? No. What the fuck, Caden? um.
Mass
Anyway,
Effect jokes.
Mass Effect jokes. Game Grumps is super good. They're a YouTube channel, partially run by the one of the famous Newground video makers, Ego Raptor, who is known for his awesome videos, like Metal Gear Awesome was the first one, and the Poke Awesome and whatnot afterwards. Who's just by himself super funny, um, and I love him. So it's just basically him playing video games with his friend Dan, at least in the current era. There's a JonTron era before that, but we don't talk about that. And
People be so sensitive.
I know JonTron is no longer with Game Grumps, so there's like the Game Grumps show with Aaron and Dan, and then there's Steam Train with Dan and Ross, and it's really funny, really
Did they have a
enjoy.
falling out or something?
I don't know. They don't talk about it, so
Huh?
I assume so. But you know, anyway, if you're gonna watch Game Grumps now, it's Dan and Aaron. It's super funny. Like I don't really like YouTube videos and like internet meme videos or just joke videos or like specific people like Shane Dawson, for example. I'm not saying I hate Shane Dawson. Don't take me wrong, but like he does his thing, and like I don't really follow anyone specific a la him or like PewDiePie or something. But I really like Game Grumps, and I really like Ego Raptor. So take it from a guy who isn't normally into Let's Players or YouTube videos. Like, they're just, like, super fucking funny, and they make me laugh. So I actually finished watching them play through Wind Waker. And it's so great to see, like, Aaron was playing, and he has no fucking idea what he's doing. And he's like missing the smallest, simplest things, and then it'll like fast forward, and he'll have like checked the strategy guide and be like, "Oh, well, see, I'm a stupid piece of shit, and I didn't even notice this, and now we're gonna get this in the comments for the rest of our lives." So there's fun stuff like that that I very much enjoy. So check it out if you're a fan of watching Let's Players or just funny people. Check out Game Grumps on YouTube. They're my favorite. So, other than that, I've been playing video games as well. Spelunky has been a good go-to when I'm just laying in my bed feeling like shit or have to edit a podcast and I'm 2 days late already. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to just sit here and pay attention to this alone. So I'll play Spelunky and have the podcast going in the background. That game's really good still, by the way. Just I want to let you two know because I know you guys might have missed that. In the few other times.
Oh yeah, I missed it. I missed it. I stepped over every day.
I played more Ocarina of Time, which I mentioned already. You can watch me play that. YouTube.com/RationalPassions. Starting now, or the day before now, assuming this does come out on time on Tuesday. So that won't happen. We'll see how that works out. Ocarina of Time continues to be Ocarina of Time, a good game that I shouldn't have played in the order that I played it in. And Nabishin's like, I'm right. Oh, I'm right all the time.
Oh, I'm glad you agree with me, Alex. See, this is how we work.
I got The Last of Us Remastered. Do you want to talk about this, Nabishin? It looks like you got it as well.
Yeah, sure.
It's really good. It's basically, Last of Us. There's 2 modes in it, like the only real difference, as well as like this photo mode where you can take pictures. But it's like Last of Us up-resed, and you can play it with an unlocked frame rate where it caps it at 60 frames per second, or with it locked to 30 frames per second, like the PS3 version. So there are like frame rate drops that do happen when you're playing with the frame rate unlocked. They don't happen frequently by any means, but it is like in the menus. It's like this isn't like 60 frames locked like some other games like Wolfenstein, for example, is 60 frames locked. It's unlocked, meaning expect frame rate drops however frequently. I think they were they didn't really say that.
It was implied.
Yeah, it was implied. Thank you. We actually got a question on Twitter from @Jushin who said, "What's up with the frame rate with The Last of Us remastered? It feels funny to
Frame
me."
weight.
Frame weight. Excuse me if I talk funny today.
I'm sorry.
It's
This
fine.
is how I do.
This
I
is
do this to somebody who shall be nameless all the time, and he gets really upset by that as well.
It's me, guys. It's um, but yeah, Josh had asked on Twitter, and I just wanted to say, yeah, it's because frame rate isn't locked at a steady 60 frames per second. It's just unlocked and capped at 60 frames per second. If you've played any kind of PC games, which I know a lot of people haven't, and they don't know kind of the specifics of this, that is like a common occurrence. It's weird, but like the game runs super smooth. I don't think I've ever seen the frame rate drop below 50 in my experience playing it through it. I'm about halfway through, but it's really good. It looks excellent. God damn, does it look good. And like the game already looked amazing. So like I don't know, playing it like this, it doesn't look significantly better. It just looks better.
Yeah.
It's like this isn't gonna blow your mind if you played it on PS3 because guess what? The game already looked fucking stellar. So it's just
Did it
look better.
did it get weird with you at first with being 60 frames? It did at first for me, but I eventually got used to it. But it just looked super weird.
I'm pretty good with it. Like that first cutscene with Sarah. Spoilers, I guess. I don't know.
No.
Not anymore. That first cutscene with Sarah, it was just like a second where I was like, oh, and then I got it. I was fine. But it's like the weird thing is I've been playing The Witcher 2, which is a very pretty game that runs at 30 frames per second, and then jumping to The Last of Us, and that's been the most weird thing, honestly.
Yeah, that's something I've been noticing like so much, like because like I've been playing like Metal Gear, and that's been 60 frames, and then Tomb Raider's also in 60 frames, and then you just go back to like something last gen, and then it's like, oh wow, that's 30 frames, or oh
It's
that's
like, oh god, yeah.
this now I see the difference. Like you can't tell something like going from like Call of Duty to like something like Battlefield. It's like, oh wow, like
Yeah.
this is weird.
It's like I've always said, like I would prioritize frame rate over resolution if I had to choose in a game because I want a game to run smoother as opposed to look at a higher resolution, like just more detailed, I guess. So like I'm very happy with a lot of these 60 frames games, and playing the game at 60 frames per second, it just plays even better than it did before. Like I just going through that game again, like this is my 5th time playing through it, or my 6th actually. It's just like I love every single combat scenario, and I know all of them pretty well at this point. But I love it's like every combat scenario to me is like this finely crafted challenge that there are so many ways to overcome. Like I've been doing things a little bit differently in this playthrough, and I've been enjoying it in like a whole new way because
Doing
like
nothing but bricks.
nothing but bricks, fuck bottles. No, it's like a lot of the human encounters are really big open areas that you can approach from like left or right, and then that will degrade into entirely new different ways to encounter each enemy in the area. So I've been going the other way in a lot of these encounters, and it's been super interesting, super fun. I think that game is so excellent, and playing it like this is even better. And I've actually been playing a lot of the multiplayer at 60 frames per second. That multiplayer is fucking stellar, I'll say. And I've been doing pretty good with it.
Can you describe the multiplayer? Because like I've been hearing a lot that it's like similar to like something like SOCOM or something along those lines.
It is very tactical. So there are 3 multiplayer modes. Interrogation, which is the mode they added kind of later on. Survivor or survival, and then kind of basic deathmatch. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm very stuffed up.
I haven't noticed.
I know, I'm sorry. And so, like, in interrogation mode, which is really cool, it's basically you have to when someone is downed, they can either be revived, but if an enemy comes up to them, they can hit triangle to do an execute move, which is reminiscent of executions from Gears of War. If you ever played that multiplayer, so it's like a special execution, but in interrogation mode, instead of executing them, you like grab them and shake them, and you're interrogating them, and you have to interrogate 5 enemies, and then that reveals the position of a lockbox on the opposite side of the map, and then you have to get through 3 chambers in that lockbox to win the game. So you have to successfully interrogate 5 enemies and then unlock the lockbox to win the match. And this is infinite respawns. And all the while, the enemy is trying to do the same thing to you. So, like, sometimes you get to, like, these parts of the map, or parts of the match where you've only interrogated one of them, but they've already interrogated 5 of your people, and they're trying to get to your lockbox, and you have to play defense as well as offense. So interrogation is, like, a really cool mode. Other than that is, like, they have a round-by-round no respawn, basically 4v4, and then 4v4 with 20 respawns. So it's pretty. The other 2 modes are pretty standard, but keep in mind that you also have these little boxes spaced throughout all the map that you can unlock and get supplies, and then you can build weapons and get like parts to upgrade your current weapons, and that like adds that whole act of The Last of Us where you're like under a lot of pressure and people are coming from all sides and you're trying to craft like a Molotov to get out of this tough spot at the last second, and that can make or break you basically. So there's still those moments in multiplayer as well. So just moment to moment, super rewarding. And I bet if you had a team of people working together, you could fucking dominate in that game. Very tactical. So it's very good. And again, the higher frame rate just makes the multiplayer more fun, I think. But yeah, Last of Us Remastered. As a fan of The Last of Us, it's stellar. It's super fantastic. Excuse me. I know, I'm just gushing things. Did you have anything you want to say about it, Nobshin?
No, no. You pretty much said everything about it. Like, I enjoyed it as much as I did before, and it's just slightly better, and that slightly better is just makes it that much more entertaining just to go through it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when I first beat the game, like I was satisfied, like, oh yeah, I beat the game, and then like I don't have to play it again. Not because like I didn't want to, just because like this is like a good story. It was a good experience to go through, kind of like playing The Walking Dead for the first time. Like, yeah, that's good, and I don't really need to do that again.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, like the seeing like how much care they did to like make it look better on the PS4, and like and of course all the lead up hype, the One Night Live that we didn't mention last week, but they totally did that the One Night Live with The Last of Us. Yeah, it just made me like jump just to play that game again, just to see that story again, and just feel all those emotions and go through it again. So yeah, that game's still great, despite me not liking it as much as you. But I still like it. Like, no, I'll take that back. I still extremely like that game. That game is fantastic. It's just like the same problems that I always had. Like I deal with the clickers more than I like dealing with the humans. The human encounters are still just not the fun parts, quote unquote fun parts about that game for me. It's more just the story, and just going through soaking in the atmosphere of The Last of Us more than is actually playing The Last of Us. That I really enjoy about that.
Yeah, and like I totally get, like I've said before, I really understand a lot of the complaints put against this game. I think it's being what it is and very story driven and plays in a very specific way. I think it's a game that can rub people the wrong way. Just like I think there are a lot of TV shows out there that rub people the wrong way. Just to me personally, it speaks to me really, really highly, and it's just I see it as like this incredibly well put together piece of artwork. It's just so well made, and like I think that's the one thing that everyone who has played it has said undeniably is like, it is very well made. And that it makes me happy enough that people can at least acknowledge that. And like Scott, you had started playing it, and you weren't as much of a fan of it as me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But like even you had said, it's very well put together. So
Yeah,
I
very much
like
so.
it's just like it comes down to that, to each their own discussion of like some people are gonna like this, some people aren't. And that is totally okay. Um, but yeah, other thing I've been playing, I mentioned quickly earlier. I started playing The Witcher 2, which Nabishin tipped off to me a couple weeks ago that it was on sale on Xbox Live Arcade for like $8 or something.
Yeah.
And I had been trying to get it to work on PC that week, actually, and it wasn't really coming together for me. I was having some frame rate problems because that is a very intense game. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll just buy it on Xbox 360 for like $7 or $8," and I did. So I started playing it this week. It's been a good game to because my Xbox is out in my living room, so I've been trying to stay out of my room because that's where the harboring disease is. And it's been nice to be out of my room and just, if I'm gonna lay around and be sick somewhere else, I guess. So I've been laying on my couch in my living room playing it there, and I've just like I immediately fell in love with this game. It was like that. I have played about 15 hours of The Witcher 1. I didn't manage to finish it because I lost my save file, and it did not save to Steam Clouds like I thought it did. So I couldn't recover my save file, which sucked. But so I basically gave up on The Witcher 1. I went through and I ended up watching basically a summary of what had happened. And there are major decisions that I didn't get the chance to make in that game, unfortunately. But and you can actually import those decisions on the PC version of Witcher 2. Ends up, which sucks, but so I went into Witcher 2, and it's very good. It is really, really good. It is like a game that's like, it has a super large emphasis on choice, but it doesn't feel like it does. Weirdly enough, like you make major decisions in almost every quest line that completely decide on how the quest will pan out and end. Like, do you convict this person of murder or not? And explain why not, if you do. And that'll totally change. Like, there have actually been moments where I was like, I don't want to go through the bullshit of proving this person is innocent, and I don't really trust them or like them. So I'm just going to say that they did it and get paid right here, right now, and then walk away. Which I never do in video games. But there have been a lot of moments where I'm like, this could go either way, so I just kind of have to put my faith in one way or the other. And it gives you that choice a lot more, I think. And I really like that. It's really subtle about it too. Whereas like Mass Effect will be like, here's this big glowing blue option, so you can do that. And instead, it's just like a list of options here. None of them are glowing. It's just like, do you want to do this or this? Figure it out. And I like that. It's a vicious world, and it's a fucking vicious game. Holy shit, is this game really hard? I'm playing through on normal, and I've died like 100 times. But it's really rewarding when you win, I think. Because, like, when I'm flowing through combat, like, surrounded by a bunch of dudes, and I'm casting my Witcher signs, which are, you basically have 5 signs, and they're your 5 spells. And so, only spells you get, but you have a bunch of different oils you can apply to your blades, and potions you can drink to make yourself stronger temporarily. So when you're using those in tandem with one another, you can create this perfect combination for fighting this specific type of monster. And figuring that out is super rewarding. And it's just awesome. And like, there are times when I'm like jumping between enemies, parrying, flying, and stabbing them because I've set myself up and I've gone into the combat beforehand by preparing correctly. And when I do it and when I know I've nailed it, it is super satisfying. So it rewards you in a very specific way. I will say the game is not without its fair share of fucking jank. Like, the map in the game is horrible. It is absolutely horrible. Like, it is impossible to find where you are going unless you know exactly how to get there. and it's like to the point where sometimes you have to talk to characters and they have to explain in explicit instructions on how to get somewhere from where you are. So like, and you can't set waypoints on the console version at least. So there's none of that, and I don't know. Like the quest log is pretty confusing. It's just like there's some issues I run into there, and it's just kind of janky in a lot of cases, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is the result of the console port. But other than that, it's just incredibly well written dialogue, incredibly well acted. It's just super good. It is like the Game of Thrones of fantasy video games in the best way, in like the good way, where people might be like, ugh. But like it's just really good, and Geralt
Uh,
is awesome.
How are the controls for you? As far as because like the big takeaway for me, because I like the last not okay, I don't even know what to talk about anymore. I like The Witcher 2. When I played it for a little bit, when I had it like what a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like it felt like after like playing through the tutorial and I actually know how to play the game, I was like, okay, cool, I know it. But like after I didn't play for a day, I completely forgot everything. It seemed like it was a little bit overwhelming as far as like getting the gameplay down and trying to master it. Yeah, I guess you said.
I think I've got it down pretty well at this point, so I don't know. There was like the first time I put it down, and then the next day when I picked it back up, there was a moment where I was like, but like the controls are they're pretty simple. Like it's really it's just like the UI kind of getting around it feels a little wonky, if anything.
Mm.
Um, like sometimes it's not the controls aren't super responsive. Like if I hit right to go to the right option on like a cross menu, it won't do it either immediately or at all, and I have to hit it like again sometimes. So like there are times when I say like I said, it feels a little janky, but it's been pretty. I've been pretty accustomed to it, but I've been putting in like a couple hours every day for the past like 6 days. So, um, it's been easier for me to kind of stay afoot with it. I think. Um, it is different. Like there are a lot of potions and different uh, oils to put on your blades, and it makes it much easier if you just remember what each one does. But they have like it'll tell you what each one does otherwise. Um, so I haven't had too much trouble with it.
Okay.
I'm very much enjoying it. I think I'm almost done. Uh,
Really?
by almost done, I think like I've done like all of the side quests toward the end of the game because I believe the game's only the prologue, chapter 1, and chapter 2, and then there's like a final act that is shorter. Um, and I'm in chapter 2. And I totally understand. People were saying like, hey, chapter 2 is completely different depending on this major decision you make at the end of chapter 1. And I get that now. Like, basically, you have the choice of going with this one guy or this other guy, and they go to two different areas on, like, opposite sides of a battlefield. And the battlefield in the middle is covered in, like, this evil fog, so you can't get to the other side. And so you deal with the curse in the middle. And, like, the Kingslayer, the guy that you're looking for, is on one side, and Triss is on the other. And that's kind of like the decision point. That's where I made the decision from, at least. So there are entirely different people on the other side of where you could possibly go, and you're fighting for an entirely different side of this conflict. And then on the other side, entirely different quest line, entirely different people, entirely different environments. So it's pretty interesting. So I'm in that part. I'm past that part. I just wrapped up the final, or one of the last side quests I had to do. But now there's like 6 main story quests I have left, and I think that's it. Because I've put a lot of
Wow.
time into it. But we'll see. That could just be the impression I'm getting, and it could go on for much longer. But we'll find out. I'm really liking it. It has me even more excited for The Witcher 2 or The Witcher 3
Three.
now, especially that I understand what The Witcher 3 is going to be about. I have a good idea of what that is at this point where I am in Witcher 2. So, but that's all I've been playing. Nabish, you can take the reins.
Okay. Play more Mass Effect 3. Baggage a
Surprise,
bit.
surprise.
Just played a little bit more Citadel, just a little mission here and there. I didn't have that much to play that much of all the games I usually play because of the whole moving thing and me working every day.
Mm.
Oh, that's something I didn't talk about. I've been working like every day for like the past like 8 days. So
Jeez.
like I still have to go to like the local food line around here to see if I can like transfer my stuff over there and get another deli job over there. But yeah, I'm just gonna take like a few days to rest. Man, that was like killing me. But
Yeah,
hey,
you've
I'll
earned it,
get.
I think.
Oh yeah, definitely did. But yeah, Mass Effect 3. I still like that game. I still like that game. Do you still like that game?
I still like that game.
All right, we
There
both
you
like
go.
that game. High
Yeah.
five.
High five. There we go. I made the motion, probably.
All right. You turned off your camera, so I don't know.
You'll never know.
I will never know. Um, let me talk about my big game that I played this week. So I got Rogue Legacy.
Okay.
From that came
Mhm.
out on PlayStation 3, 4, and Vita. And man, I've been playing. That's the game I've been playing like constantly. That game is like so good to me, and it's not like it's anything. I dare say that game's not really even that special per se. It doesn't seem that much unique as
Mm.
far as like I can see like it seems like it does what it does and just does it good enough that that it makes me just like really just love it because it hits all the points that I like to play with my games. Like for people who don't know, Rogue Legacy is just basically like a platformer. Like you just go through a castle, kind of like a Castlevania type of game. And like once you die, like you lose pretty much when you die, like your heir takes over for where you left off. So like as far as your stats and everything, but but once you go to your child, like they'll have like some certain disability with them. Like they either be like colorblind, so like the whole state would be colorblind, or like the they have like an ability or not really a disability that like, they have to fart like every 5 seconds or something like that. It's just like some weird dumb stuff. Some stuff that are really good, like you become like a certain classes that your children can be I got mine to be like a ninja and it has like a stupid subtext subtitle under it. Like it says like you're finally becoming like the strongest ninja in your village. Believe it is. And like I gotta get a chuckle out of that. And I eventually upgrade to that ninja to be a Hokage. So that just made me laugh and giggle.
Hmm.
Um,
A lot of good stuff like that in that game past just like one class.
but yeah, but like when you do that though, it'll like change the level to fit their somewhat disability. Like I said, like if you're like you have dyslexia or whatever, like when you try to read the text in the game, like it'd be like backwards or something like that, or all doubled up, so it'll be like kind of hard like to read the text in that game. It just does these little things, and this it it, it just seems like it, but like after all these stuff from playing it, like it doesn't seem like it's like that special, but it really just clicks with me. This game just clicks with me so hard because I've been playing it like constantly. I got through like pretty much three of the final bosses. There's two more in like the final boss, and then yeah, I'll just start the new game plus after that. It's just addicting and just fun.
Yeah, it's like got a weird like gameplay loop of satisfaction, I think. But for me, that gameplay loop just burnt out really quickly.
Yeah, and I could totally see that too. Like I said, it doesn't seem like it's anything particularly special, but it's just doing the right thing for me just to be really into it.
Yeah, like I said when I played it, I thought that this was a game that you might actually really like.
Yeah, it was something I've always seen. I was like, man, I really wish it would come to like our console or my Vita because like I would totally play that game because like I can't play on PC. Um, but it's pretty much it feels like what Guacamelee was me for last year. It's just like a game that's just like it does what it does and it does it good enough for me to just sort of just sink hours into it and never want to stop it until I beat it. So like yeah, that game is. really great for me. So I highly recommend Rogue Legacy. It won't blow you away, but like if you like the it's like good platforming and like just like going through stages and just it's kind of like something to play just to not really to turn off your brain, but like something to play like when you listen to a podcast or something like that. That's like a great game for it. Even though the soundtrack's really good for that game as well.
Yeah, it
Um,
definitely serves that purpose. Does the PS3 version have any or console version, I should say, have any notable differences that you know of?
Not that I know of. Probably the biggest feature, which is like really just like the best implementations I've seen of it, is the cross save feature. Like playing on my PS4, and then just you just like it cross saves like every time you pretty much that every time you save it, it automatically goes to the cloud. And like when you put on your Vita, it'll ask you like if you want to use that save that's actually on the game, or do you want to use the cross save? And you just keep the cross save just like it does it instantly, so you just like um you can just play like right from there. So like right where you left off. So like that's a great thing for like when I like want to go to like somebody's house. I can just play on my Vita, play it through there, then like send it to the cloud, and then I'll play to my PS4 when I get home. So it's a great thing. Cool feature.
Yeah, that's awesome. Uh, yeah, I've been thinking about maybe picking that up. I thought that might be a good Vita game, but we'll see.
Yeah, it
Um,
seems to fit the Vita.
what else What else you been playing?
Everything else is pretty much just mainstays I've been playing last week. I played Mario Kart 8 with my nephew. He instantly fell in love with that game because um like since he's been on the Happy Wars. There you go. Since he's been on the Happy Wars tip, he hasn't really been playing other games. So like I kind of like had to persuade him to like play this because he loves Mario Kart. He was like, oh, I'm just want to play Happy Wars right now. I don't really care about any other games. And like granted, it's a free to play game, but like he asked us for money for it, and then so it's like we're giving him like $60 just so he can get a new hat for the game or something like that. So it's kind of disgusting, but uh,
Yep.
what are you gonna do? But like, um, so like my plan was when I got here, I was like, hey Vernon, like I want you to get all gold trophies on all the courses, and like on all the Grand Prix, like all Grand Prix, um, through 150cc and mirror and 150. Like if you get all gold trophies on there, I'll buy you like a $50 Microsoft points so you can have that for Happy Wars. And he's like, okay, so like he played it and he did that in probably about 9 hours.
God
Like he
damn.
got all the gold trophies. Yeah, he's a fucking pro. He's a fucking pro in Mario Kart. He dominated that Wii version. So like
I don't know if I could ever do that, even if I
yeah,
did have 9 hours.
dude, like my nephew is a fucking pro when it comes to those card games. Like he is on that shit. But like he did that, and then like with the Secret Artist Galaxy, I got his points. So like I was asking him like, hey, how do you like Mario Kart? Like, I really really like it's my favorite Mario Kart ever. And I was like, yeah, right. Like he really likes it because he did pick up the but like but yeah, like he really really likes it, and like and it's like it's a great and it's good that I like this too because like when we played the Mario Kart Wii one, I fucking hated that game. I could not play that game. I didn't even want to touch that game. So like I was like the worst uncle ever. Like, Uncle Brian, you want to play Mario Kart Wii? Like, no, fuck that game. I
No,
don't even want to touch that game.
get
No,
out of here.
you're stupid for even liking it. And he's like, I'll get to play by myself. And he got really good at it. So like probably when we play Mario Kart 8 later on, he's gonna whip my ass in it, but that's fine because like he's enjoying it, and that's all I really want. So like I'm trying to like that's kind of my mission being down here is like to get my nephew to like, try other games. So like um I'm gonna have him like try to beat some other games. Like I was thinking of like having him play like maybe like my Super Mario Brothers 3, see if he could beat that game, or even Super Mario World. Because like I know he used to love playing those games when he was younger, but like ever since he got his 360, he's like it's just been like literally just Minecraft, Castle Crashers, and Happy Wars. He doesn't play anything else. I'm just trying to expand his horizons a little bit. So yeah, we'll see how that happens.
Your goal here is just to have him come to you at some point and be like, Mass Effect 2 is the best game ever made. And you're like, you understand. Just
You gotta keep
pat him on the
finally
head.
understand. Mark doesn't understand, but you understand. You are my
You
nephew.
know. You are my blood. Um, yeah, that's the end goal. um,
But yeah, other than that
what else?
though, this Lego Marvel superheroes, that game's still good, but it's still not clicking with me the way I want to. But it's still good though. I still play like playing with it. That and Injustice. I beat Injustice with my nephew. I probably have to buy a second controller for my PS4. Because like he really enjoyed that and we played that together. So I'll probably do that eventually. More Shovel Knight. I'm at the last stage. I just need to play it.
Still.
I haven't played. Yeah, because I've been moving, so I didn't have time to pick that up. So I have to look at my Wii U and find room to do that in this small room that I'm in right now, and try to do that.
Mm.
And I played a little bit more of Deadly Premonition. I restarted that game. I'm playing that again for reasons because I want my platinum.
All that platinum.
It's so much bullshit that why I can't get that platinum before with my old save file is because of it's just a bug that like if you have an item and then like you save and then like try to go to another chapter, you lose that item and you can't recover it. So that pretty much happens to like 50% of those cards. So I have to restart the whole game over again, which is fine because that game is funny. I enjoy it. It's not the best game in the world, but I enjoy it. I would love to see.
It is not like the problem
What?
with me is playing that game again. Just like going through the motions of play sounds like a test for me.
No, it's not that bad. But I guess it appeals a little bit more to me. But like I just ever since our game died of that game, where we played the entire game and live streamed the entire thing. I don't know. I still have great affections for that game. I still really like that game, and yeah, just going through it again, seeing York's creepy ass face and just his smile, it just cracks me up every time. Like I just love that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's everything I've been playing.
It's something else. All right, well that's gonna wrap us up for video games. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we got some news to talk about, and I will try to blow my nose a little bit to get some of this congestion out of me.
Don't blow in, Mike.
I won't. I've been muting it strategically while you guys have been talking. But we'll be back in just a little bit, guys.
Choo choo choo. Any comments?
No, I've been refreshing the page, just that initial one. We have 3 viewers right now, though.
That's good.
Hello,
Leave a
viewers.
comment.
This is
Do we have
part
any
of-
emails?
That's a good question. I'll see if we can. Part of the show that we cut out for the audio version because it's garbage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I have an email from Mark Kissling with the
Yay.
subject line, "Your damn email" in all caps.
Good.
I'll save that. I won't copy and paste that, so it's a surprise for you.
Yay.
So you don't pre-read it. I'm sure you would.
Yeah. All if I say is fuck you, and that's it.
That's all it
That's
says.
the whole
actually.
email.
It's one line that says "fuck you." All right. I am gonna get a new drink, and then I think I'll be good to go. So if you guys have anything to do,
Question again?
yes. What's
What?
up?
No, you asked a question, I think.
No, I was just
Oh,
saying.
it sounded like a question. I couldn't hear it too well.
Okay.
Give me a second.
If you have anything you need
This
to
is
do,
the second that we went on break. I pulled up a video.
surprise.
Well, okay. To be fair, it was pulled up before I started. I just didn't hit play, or I paused it. I forget which.
Thank you for at least waiting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I will be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least we have news this week.
Yep, for once. I got myself emotion. For one, I know that you understand. Set the world in motion by reaching out to each other's hand. Net to discover what we should know, no. Yeah, one way or another, together we both belong. If we listen to each other's heart, the vibe will never stop. And maybe love is the reason why, for the first time ever, we're seeing it eye to eye. Oh, seeing it eye to eye. Some people settle for the typical things, living on the lines, waiting in the wings. The question of this, just a matter of time before I move to the front line. You know you're watching every move that I make. You gotta believe that I got what it takes to stand out above the crowd.
Are
Even
you
if
singing to
I
me now,
gotta
Ocean?
shout out loud. I'm practicing my power line.
Okay, I'm sorry about my delay, though. I honestly don't know what's going on. It's being particularly bad today.
I'm not having much of a problem.
Oh, when we were in the pre-show, it was real bad.
Yeah.
That was probably not me, though.
No, that was definitely me. It's on my end. I know it. It seems to be a bit better now. And Ethan's going on a walk, so he won't be using the internet. Alright.
Finally.
I know, God. Let's not take too long with this news, preferably. I'd like to focus on the emails, because we got some good stuff there.
Sure.
That's alright.
Sure.
I actually got some new music recently. I'm very happy about it.
New music for what?
Just new music to listen to.
Oh, like new music for the show. Like what?
No, damn it. I haven't had like a new musical album to listen to since Yeezus came out last year, which is Kanye West's most recent album, for your reference.
Oh yeah, because I wouldn't know that.
I don't think you would.
No, I wouldn't. I'm being serious. That was totally sincere what I just said.
Okay. Yeah. Scott, your birthday soon, right? Or am I crazy? Scott, your birthday soon, right?
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
I don't get that. I don't see how people just forget their birthdays.
I
Maybe
know
that's
it.
just
Well, when it turns, the 11th, the day of my birthday, I would be like, oh yeah, today's my birthday.
Okay.
Until then, I won't care.
You're turning 21. It's a big deal.
Yep.
We can go out. You can get a drink if you want.
you wear
I'll probably
Pampers
be doing
now.
that.
Yeah, you don't have to wear pants. Or you can come to my house and drink, and then you definitely don't have to wear pants. I'm going to be wearing a skirt.
Like the British term of pants?
Or a kilt or skirt kilt. What?
No,
What are we
it's
No,
talking?
no, I'm pretty sure they call underpants just pants there, and then, what we call pants, they call trousers.
That's true, actually. In Fire Emblem, they call underwear something different. I forgot what it is. God damn, it was just on the tip of my tongue. Oh well. It'll come to me.
Panties,
I could be wrong.
No, that sounds right.
underoos.
Ethan, are you knocking? No. Okay. News in gaming. Let's talk about some news, guys. There is actually some news this week. Flappy Bird family in quotes, by the way, is coming to a local Amazon device near you.
Do you know what it looks like it doesn't do?
What?
Directly take Nintendo sprites.
It looks like it doesn't, although I haven't actually seen any of what the objects that you fly between look like.
They're probably still going to be pipes, but they're not going to be directly taken.
Yeah, they're not going to be fucking sprites right out of Mario Bros. So, Dong Nguyen, the guy who made Flappy Bird, said back in May that Flappy Bird would be coming back in some capacity soon, and now we know. He also said it would be like less addictive, and I think that the reason behind that is that Flappy Bird family is exclusive to Amazon Fire TV, which is Amazon's answer to the Apple TV, for those who don't know. So it's not going to be on iTunes or Google Play, those stores. It'll be on the Amazon App Store, free of charge. So, interesting choice. What do you guys think of this? Or are you just so fucking done with talking about Flappy Bird? It's been a while, so.
Why were you? No, I'm curious. Why did you put this on the news?
I think it's worth discussing.
I mean, have you ever played it?
It was huge
I
at
have
one
played
point.
Flappy Bird.
Oh, okay.
It was huge at one point, and then forcibly not huge.
Mm-hmm. It was so big that we all got so fed up with it, I think. The anger, the vitriol on the show is real.
Like,
so I think mention it.
The game's I do not think that the game's
Sure.
mechanics warranted its popularity.
Me either. Funky Bus, on the other hand. Let me tell you about Funky Bus.
I
Never
don't think that
agreed.
one qualifies either. However, it being an Easter egg / extra from that entire section of that it's a cool way to introduce it.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's a terrible prize.
No, and it plays differently than Flappy Bird. Idea-wise, like you still tap the screen to move, but you're going through a different kind of series of objects. But I don't know, like Flappy Bird family. It's just I think it's really funny. Flappy Birds, and the family's in quotes. I mean, that's all. That's all. I just wanted to bring it up. Just throw it out there into the internet. What do you guys listening think of Flappy Bird? Are you gonna buy an Amazon Fire TV for Flappy Bird family?
Some people will.
Some people will.
Not me.
Yeah, I wonder if never mind. I was about to say something real stupid, but I wised up before I said it.
Yeah, people were selling their phones for a ridiculous amount of, money just because it had Flappy Bird on it when that market dropped.
Why? Were you gonna ask? Was it a system seller or something?
It was along the lines of I wonder if this was like a real strategy from Amazon to push Fire TVs, but I know it's not, and I'm not going to pretend like it is because I'm not dumb. So.
All right.
Because it's not their choice.
No.
It's because it can't be.
It was just like hey, I'll do this thing on your thing, and they're like, okay. Here is some money, I guess. The end. Anyway, we'll move on. So, Beyond Good and Evil 2, a game that was announced a long time ago, the sequel to the
Longer than The Last Guardian. No one ever fucking mocks that game.
Yeah, no one
about
ever.
My Guardian. They just like, why isn't that game out yet?
It's a good point. Like this has been announced since I don't know, 2005. I feel like.
I think since the first time I saw E3 or paid attention to E3 is when they started doing that.
Yeah. And
Thanks, Evan.
Evan texted all of us saying, "How's the recording going? I'm on my way home now in Williamsburg ATM at the moment." For those not hip to the lingo,
You could have just said at the moment and cut that entire part out of the speech, but no. You gotta be the way you are.
about another 4 hours of driving till I get home. I feel like Evan uses the group text thread for like all the wrong reasons.
Hey, I'm at the beach. Winky
Hey guys,
face.
I'm at the beach. Emoji. Anyway. Yeah, fuck Evan. I love you, Evan, but fuck you. Beyond Good and Evil 2 was announced forever ago. But Ubisoft has confirmed that Michel Ancel, I believe that's how you say it,
Yes.
is heading a specific development team for the sequel Beyond Good and Evil 2. He's now, like, before he had been doing many projects such as Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins before that. And we have a quote here from Ubisoft to IGN. Quote, "It's still far too early to give many details about this new title. What we can say is that Michel and team at Ubisoft Montpellier, I don't even know where that is, are working with the core tenets of Beyond Good and Evil. Excuse me. They're developing something that aspires to push past the boundaries of a proverbial sequel and leverages next-gen technologies to deliver a truly surprising, innovative, and exceptional game." They went on to say, "The entire team is excited about the direction of this extremely ambitious project is taking, and we'll have more to share later as it progresses." So, this is kind of like the first actual real news we've heard about the game in like 3 years, I think. Like 3 years ago, Ansel was basically like, "Yeah, it'll happen." And then like 5 months ago, he apparently, in some live stream on Twitch, held up a picture of like Beyond Good and Evil 2 concept art. And now we have this. But I think that's really good. It's just that has me excited. And maybe it's actually gotten a little bit closer. But then again, The Last Guardian has been in full development for 7 years now, and that's still a ghost as far as I'm concerned. I think that game will happen since it hasn't been canceled, but anyway. Any other comments on this? Do you guys have any thoughts on Beyond Good and Evil 2?
No, not really. I have that game when it came out on PSN. I tried playing it for a little bit. It seemed okay. I never really got into it though.
I actually beat it again when it came out. The HD version came out, and I continued to really enjoy it. I played it way back on PS2.
It still holds up and everything.
Like it holds up for the most part. The only thing is that when you invert the controls, because I'm Y-axis invert for those who don't know, I'm one of them.
Weirdo.
I know. When you invert
When
the
you
controls,
whine.
it inverts the X-axis controls as well, and there's no way to individually invert any axis, so you can't just invert Y. It inverts Y and X, which sucks. But other than that, it's a really good game still. Like, it's available on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network, PS3 PlayStation Network, so I think it's worth checking out if you're at all interested. It's got a very good science fiction aspect to it, and it feels very adventure-y. You play a photojournalist, which was something when I was younger I actually aspired to be at some point. So that's, I think, what got me into it. But it's very good. I very much enjoy it. And it's got like really creative characters that are also racist in some cases. Like rhinoceroses that smoke weed and are Jamaican. So there you go.
That's no more racist than Punch-Out characters in Nintendo games.
Yeah, it's totally the same thing. I love those characters though, regardless. Now
Oh, you don't love rhinoceroses that have dreadlocks and smoke weed?
I do. That's what I'm saying. I enjoy them.
Okay.
Now, you added this news story. This third one. You want to break it down for me?
Sure, I guess. Crytek sells Homefront to Deep Silver. As you know, I don't think we really talked about this on the show that much, but Crytek is kind of on fire right now. Not literally, but like
We did when we had Jared on. That at one point, he kind of broke it down for us.
you know what? That's right. Ah, that is right. Well, Crytek, makers of games like the Crisis series and Rise on the Rome, they haven't been paying their employees, and so it's development for there's the games that they bought like Homefront and what was going to be Rise 2, which I canned because of all this turmoil that's happening in Crytek right now. It seems like that company's pretty much going belly up, and so they pretty much sold off Homefront to Deep Silver, who will actually put out that game instead of like just letting it to die. The only reason I put it in here though is like I don't know, like has anyone of us played the original Homefront?
I did.
Obviously I didn't. Um, Thoughts?
I don't know. Like Homefront was really weird. It was like I was super stoked about it because of like this narrative that it was trying to tell. Excuse me, sorry, it's gross. It seemed like a different first-person shooter, and I tend to gravitate to stories where America is the underdog. I think in a weird way. That's why I like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a lot because America gets attacked and it's kind of weirdly patriotic. But yeah, like Homefront, it was like the premise really good, setup really good, follow through not there whatsoever. And it ended up just kind of playing like a weird, janky knockoff Call of Duty, unfortunately. But I only played an hour and a half of it, which is apparently a third of the game, and I was done with it. So, not too many nice things to say about it.
Yeah, so like, do you think this is even like salvageable? Do you think that this is even worth like even putting out now?
So, people who had played the game at E3, and again, I can only go off of their preview impressions of the new Homefront game, Homefront: The Revolution, the sequel set many years later, or at least some amount of time later, running on CryEngine, basically a completely different game that loosely comes off of the premise or the ending of Homefront 1. People that have played it said it played very well. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and they were excited about it and excited to see what it panned out to be. And I think like the quality of a game can overcome issues regardless of PR in some cases. But sometimes we find out that the PR machine is stronger than the quality of a game. Like, for example,
Yeah.
Homefront 1, which they had an incredible PR machine for that. And it sold over 1 million units and was a financial success. But apparently, by all accounts, the game wasn't very good. And, same thing with Watch Dogs. Kind of like overall a disappointment, but the game sold exceptionally well. So I don't know. It really could go either way, but I can tell you one thing: the PR machine is not looking well for this one.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, basically THQ published the original Homefront, and obviously THQ is kind of no more. There's a new THQ, but that's irrelevant to this conversation. When THQ was selling all of its properties, they sold Homefront to Crytek, the studio that was planned to develop the sequel, Homefront: The Revolution. Now that Crytek's on fire, I'm guessing that they're looking for money from any angle. So Deep Silver, who was going to publish Homefront: The Revolution from the get-go, they bought the IP from them. And I believe Crytek is still developing the game, but they no longer own the IP. So that's kind of the gist of what's happening. But I don't know. Everything around the Homefront series has been a fucking crash and burn mistake from the get-go. Like with the bad PR that it got when they released like 1 million balloons into the San Francisco harbor.
I forgot about that.
And like that caused a huge backlash from basically environmentalists because they released 1 million balloons into the San Francisco harbor. Yeah,
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, I remember when we talked about that, and I believe Evan said all publicity is good publicity.
Oh wow, that's weird.
But like I don't know, like it just this game seems fucking dead on arrival. It could be a good game though, and like that is the best case scenario out of this is that the game doesn't sell well, but the game itself is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
think,
then develops a following, which develop.
which could lead
then-
to it being revived and them getting past all this bullshit PR.
Right.
But like that's a stretch, I think, at this point. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. It's definitely a very interesting story. Another very interesting story is this last one we have here. EA, everyone's favorite video game publisher, as we all know, they're bringing some kind of Electronic Arts subscription service to Xbox One. And you're like, wait, what's that? Their goal is to create a Netflix-like service. I believe the quote from this article is Netflix for Games subscription service. And the idea is to use either a monthly or annual fee to basically have access to specific Electronic Arts games. And currently, this service is only available or is only going to be available on Xbox One. And you might be like, why isn't it going to be available on PS4? Well, Sony came out in front of this and said, we did not want to put the service out on our platform because we don't think it's a good deal to the consumer. So the deal itself is for $5 a month or $29.99 a year, $30 a year, you have unlimited access to what EA is calling the Vault. And the first titles that will be in the Vault will be FIFA 14, Madden NFL 25, Battlefield 4, and Peggle 2. So that's four games.
Four.
Last year's FIFA game, last year's Madden game, last year's Battlefield game, and last year's Peggle game, I guess.
Sure.
And for $30 a year, one payment, $30 a year, or $5 a month, you can have access to all of these games. Indefinitely, for all we know. It says unlimited access. And it sounds like you
Probably saying.
Go ahead.
Probably as long as you're still a subscriber, you'll always have have your games available to you.
Of course, and I imagine that the vault of games will change over time, obviously, but we don't know what will happen to games that are taken out of the vault and put into the vault. You still maintain it, like for example, if in 2 years they add Battlefield Hardline to the vault and take out Battlefield 4, will you still have access to Battlefield 4 if you're paying for this service? We don't know yet. I imagine that this is trying to emulate the PlayStation Plus service. That's what it sounds like. But we don't know if the minutia of the PlayStation Plus service is going to be here. Like, if I'm paying the $5 a month, do I get a discount on this year's Madden game? Because obviously it's not going to come out and go directly into the vault. That wouldn't make sense for EA financially. But will I get a discount if I want to buy it now? I don't know. We'll find out. From my perspective, this doesn't seem like a bad deal, though, I'll say.
For mine, it kind of does.
How so, Scott?
Like the Call of Duty scene, like the most of EA's games, though one of the big parts about playing them is playing the multiplayer of it.
Mm-hmm.
And generally the one that you're going to find the most people on, the one that's the least broken, because apparently, if you go back to try and play Modern Warfare, that's just bad right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens, and so like the best way to do it is to play the most recent one.
Mm-hmm. And then by paying for
And
this service,
even though you might not get the most recent one every year, if you're going to buy another one, if you skip another year, if you go ahead and you skip every year and play the one of the year, you're getting a better experience than paying for the service.
Yeah.
At almost the same cost,
Yeah.
even though it's more games.
Yeah. So
It's not like it's a terrible deal. It's just not a very good deal. Emphasis on very.
Yeah, it's basically you're paying a subscription service to get access to last year's model.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think I agree with you here, Scott.
Like it would make more sense to me if they upped it to around $70-$80 a year for the current to have
games.
the current ones.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Scott. Like not only you're basically getting the old and busted version of said games, and I don't know. It's just like you as soon as you stop paying the subscription fee, and like this is the thing that people don't think about is like you can't play those games again.
Right.
Mm.
I mean, one of the ways to do it is essentially quadruple the fee. However, you permanently own those games.
Yeah.
So and say you're paying for essentially 2 games a year. You might only use 2 games a year, but you get the other 2 in case you want to try them.
Yeah, it's like a buy one get one free at that point, basically.
Right. And like, it still wouldn't be for everybody, but it would be a better model than the one that they have.
Yeah, it's definitely like this seems like they're trying to get on the PlayStation Plus bandwagon. But like when you do that with one publisher instead of just basically a catalog for all the games for the system, it's a less enticing offer, especially coming out of E3 where EA basically had nothing to say.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing about it is like maybe as of right now this is not that great of a deal because I think all the games that they listed are literally all the games that they have right now. So maybe 2 years from now this will be a better or a more enticing thing to put out because just for Xbox One like there's really not that much on there. Like it's not like Titanfall's gonna be on this subscription service, at least not this year. Maybe next year, maybe the year after that, but it wouldn't be right now. And to get on like the Sony tip of why they're not bringing the PS4. Obviously, it's for competition. They don't want two competing. They don't want a competition for their service. But on the other hand, this also gives like kind of a hey, Capcom, you do a subscription service and like you're already paying PlayStation Plus with that or Xbox Live, and you're paying for this subscription as well. So it's like it just adds up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really a fan.
Yeah, no. I was intrigued at the beginning of this conversation, but you guys have definitely pointed out, I think, the flaw in the plan here. So yeah, I guess like this doesn't really seem like a good deal, especially to like the kind of ignorant consumer, which like a guy that sees an average person that sees, hey, I can get 5 games if I pay $5 a month, or 4 games if I pay $5 a month, will not understand that. You don't get these games. You just can play them while you're paying.
Actually, most subscription-based don't go that well in general.
Yeah. PlayStation Plus being is what it is pretty much a miracle on all accounts, I think.
Yes and no.
What's the no?
The no is yes, it's subscription-based, but the no is it's to connect every game to the internet.
What do you mean? But like you have to have it to play online?
Yeah.
Making it kind of necessary, like Xbox Live Gold.
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of like, that's the linchpin for PS4. There's no reason not to own it if you want to have access to all parts of your games. That's why Xbox Live Gold did so well. But yeah, like, it's not like you can only play EA games online if you have the EA service, because if that were the case, then this would be bullshit.
Yeah, in all honesty, that'd probably drive a lot of people flatly away.
Yeah. Or at least we can hope. There are, I'm sure, a group of Madden players that want to play Madden online, and they wouldn't give a shit. So, but luckily, that is not the case. So let's not worry about that, and hope that they don't listen to this and get a horrible idea. But that's it for news, unless anybody has anything else.
Nope.
All right, let's go. Let's go right into emails. Do you guys want to
Emails.
check out this hot voicemail?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
We got a couple written emails, so we will play this. That is the wrong email box. There we go. We'll play this voicemail from our good friend Silver PR first. Now, he did want to say that he did not have core talk this week. He said, "I'll read what he wrote here. No core talk this week because I don't know if you are going to talk about episode 9. That's through the internet is being blackout also." Because Viacom block it because of not being with my service provider. Oh, his service provider is blocking Nick.com.
Oh, that sucks. Go through other means, dude. If that's gonna happen, go through other means. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can give you a link to something.
I
Or a
have my
few
ways.
things.
Or a few things. And it's just all like weird cats wrestling pictures. And it's like.
Well, no, I meant to get the Korra.
I know, I'm just kidding. All right.
The joke would be the language is Indonesian. I don't know what language.
How's
they
it going,
speak.
Irrational
Sorry.
Passion Crew? Still PR here for you all. I hope everybody's doing all good and all okay. Uh, no games this week, guys. Just a little bit of Zen Paintball 2 table regarding
That's a
Guardians
game.
of
Games,
the
but
Galaxy.
it's still 6 minutes
I hold
long.
myself from playing that table because I heard it has minor spoilers regarding the movie. So I have withdrawn from playing more of that. And just having
How the
huge
pinball table
withdrawals
have
of the goddamn
spoilers?
Destiny beta. It's
I
like,
don't know.
I want more. Well, they took it away. It's like crack.
I'm glad that you
Come on,
like
man.
it.
Give me more beta. Come on. I'm dying here.
Clearly
Can't
the
wait
beta
for
worked.
September. God damn it. Whatever. Anyway, aside of that, I just go through the tangents, and it's just one video game related one. So yeah, it's pretty much the one that I believe some of you are gonna already talked about. It's the whole EA subscription model
Yes.
for Xbox One. $4.99 for whatever titles they give you, and if that gives them more money, more power for them. I know it's just gonna be the backlog. Whoever reason, people do not fucking dream you're gonna get the newest, hottest, and just for $4.99 you're gonna start playing it. I believe you can have early access, like they have done before on the PS3, Xbox 360 era. But yeah, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
If it helps, then good for them.
They are confirmed
But
that.
I don't think this is like the ultimate route that maybe games on demand have to go. And not saying that PlayStation now is going to be. That's still yet to be seen. But yeah, good luck for them for whatever they're offering for $4.99 a month. Actually, if although I don't have an Xbox One, and even though if they would have put it on PS4 or Sony allowed them to do, I would not even pay for that. Just $4-5 a month for that. I don't think there's value in it, but that's just my opinion. So
We agree, it
okay,
sounds like.
enough about that. My real reason to be pissed off about this week is because I'm recording this on Friday, September 1st. There's a bitch of a storm called Bertha that is going through the Caribbean right now. And that bitch is going to hit us on Saturday, September the 2nd.
safe,
So by
man.
the time this has been published,
Oh man.
September.
maybe pass through. So I'm just doing this early, just in case I don't get, my electricity cuts out, my water service cuts out, because
Please be safe.
down here in Puerto Rico, storms are a bitch. And thankfully, I'm not in the flooding area. I live really up in a very high ground area, so flooding
Let's
is
see.
not a problem. It's a
Snob
fucking
Hill.
winds, and
Stop
although it's gonna be 50 miles per hour, it's not a worrisome thing. But usually, services like electricity and water go out, and I get pissed off. So, and aside of that, electricity comes out, goes out. I need to play my games. I need to conserve the battery of my cell phone so I cannot play games or go to the internet and all that stuff. So I don't know if you guys have any experience for electricity running out, so you don't have the necessities of electricity to play video games and all that kind of stuff. So my question for you this week is, What things you do when you don't have electricity around because some got climate phenomenon, or maybe because the
Climate
service cut out because
phenomenon.
of some fucking blackout.
Write that down in
So yeah,
titles.
what things you do? You read books?
Fine.
You go somewhere else? I don't know. Go to the beach, I guess. Anyway, if you ask me, I got books that I always leave them there and don't read them. So maybe I just, I go ahead and read books and also try to conserve my iPod and listen to backlog of podcasts that I haven't listened yet, at least until the battery dies. But yeah, that's pretty much about that. Also, before I go, guys, I've been holding this for 2 months. Some announcement that I have.
We're not gonna
I already
fart.
told some other crew about this, so it's no secret. Yeah, CLPR here. Impregnated his girlfriend, hence CLPR is gonna be a
Hey.
daddy.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Congrats.
It's been 4 months due.
Hey.
No, actually no. She has 4 months, so it's 5 months she's due to have a baby. Somewhere around perhaps the December, January time. So yeah, it's an exciting and a scary time for me right now, especially because the
Silver
economy
pregnant
down in
Rican.
this goddamn forsaken country. It's
That
cold
is so
out of
not
hell,
funny. Stop
and
laughing.
that's aside of that, it's all good. I'm managing, but yeah, I'm gonna be a daddy. It's gonna be first time. I mean, 34 years old that I am, and you know, I took my time to be a dad, I guess. But
I
yeah,
bet you
it's all
did.
good. I'm excited. Needless.
Gross.
I don't know if it's a boy and a girl yet. Perhaps for the coming weeks, I'll let you guys know. But
I'd love to hear.
yeah, it's great. It's awesome. It's a
That'd be a
wonderful
surprise.
time.
That's awesome.
Birth has come through my family from other brothers and sisters. So yeah, I'm pretty much trained by this time. Although having your own, it's not the same as taking care of others. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's pretty much about me, guys. I'm just gonna head out and watch Guardians of the Galaxy today because yeah, Tropical Storm Berta. Thanks, bitch. Cancel those plans for me to watch it on Saturday. So I'm gonna rush and watch it today so I don't get cut off electricity and then cannot go to the theater on the weekend. So yeah. Well, don't worry about me, guys. I'll be good. I will let you know, guys, through Twitter and stuff if anything has gone down here. So yeah. Without further ado, so PR signing out. Have fun, you guys. God bless you all, and God bless me. So hope and prayers that nothing happens to me. Oh, God, storms. It's been 2 years. Those things are a bitch. I digress. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, Silver PR. Thank you for leaving us a voicemail as always. And congratulations. That's awesome. I hope you are okay.
Emma.
I can't imagine living on an island and dealing with tropical storms. That sounds awful.
Is that what you call your room?
Pretty much. The island from Lost. We have some comments if we want to touch on this
Sure.
before we answer Silver PR's question. Justin Graphius, our very own Sigma Omega, the king himself. Core talk, I knew it was going to happen, but I miss Opal already. I think I need a hug. And Harold says, emails. And he was, forget the long voicemail, just get Silver PR live on the show, he also said. So, once again, congrats to Silver PR on being a baby daddy. His question was, what do you do to entertain yourself in case of power outage? Climate-related phenomena. I love that. What do you do, Scott?
Got tons of things to do. We got board games, card games. I mean, now we have a pool table, so that's going to be a thing.
Mm.
There's always something really stupid we end up doing. Different every time. Last time, let's see. Was it skimboarding down the hill of the house that we did?
Jeez.
Skimboarding?
Yeah, because it was
Sounds hot.
raining, it was over flooding. It took a skimboard out, and we
I never heard of skimboarding.
Yeah. not
skin skim.
Skim boarding. What is that?
Oh!
Skim.
I thought you skinned somebody and
No.
like, yeah, right over your skin.
Whoa! Just got real fucked up in here.
I mean, sometimes people like to be board hogs, and the other person just goes on their stomach. But
Fuck that. Yeah, with me, I see the thing with me is if there's a power outage, I can't sleep because I sleep with a fan blowing in my face, and I literally cannot sleep without that.
so you mean I should sleep over and laugh at you?
Oh, I thought you were going
Why
blow
you
his
trying to
face the
sleep?
entire
I was like, where is this going? And then
I thought Scott was gonna say he's gonna blow in your face the entire time so you go to sleep.
so I not only am I like technologically dependent just in general, I cannot sleep without technology. And I know, God, grow up, become a real adult, whatever. Fuck you people. I need this. That's all I have. So I dread power outages. They're literally, I hate them more than anything ever. Luckily, I haven't actually. I've had 2 power outages. One was scheduled, one wasn't, since I moved into my apartment in Columbia, and I have a roommate now, so I have like someone who's around all the time. So if there is a power outage, we
For
just
better
hang
or
out.
worse.
For better, for worse, very much so. So the one time there was actually a legitimate power outage, it happened at around 12 a.m. And we were actually getting ready to. We just finished watching TV together, and we were getting ready to go to bed. Then power outage happened. We were like, well, I said, well, I'm not going to sleep. He's like, I don't have work tomorrow, so I'll hang out with you. We'd called BG&E, which is our Baltimore Gas and Electric, our power company. And they said it would come back on by 4 a.m. So we went out to Taco Bell, and then we got tacos and had a taco-lit dinner under candlelight. It was very lovely. And
God,
then,
you're so gay.
and then we went for a walk, and a bunch of other people in the apartment complex were walking around too. And yeah, we had a good time. The power came on 2 hours before that, and then we went to bed. So it was lovely. But yeah, the only other time the power's gone out here was it was scheduled. I knew it was coming, but I didn't get enough sleep the night before, and I woke up. It's because as soon as my fan turns off, I wake up immediately. So I woke up, and I'm like, God damn it! So then I was like, I'll try and write. So I went to Starbucks, and then I sat there with my computer open in front of me, tired out of my mind, frustrated and angry, and then got nothing done. But I have like stuff on my computer. I have TV shows on my computer. I have my 3DS and my Vita. And as soon as those die, my Kindle has like infinite battery. It has like 11 hours worth of battery. That's active use battery, so it'll last like a month basically. So I'll just read if it comes down to it. So, what about you,
You're
Nabshin?
forced to.
If I have to.
Funny enough, like power outages hasn't really happened to me in like the longest time. I can't even remember the last time I had like a prolonged power outage. Probably the last time was like a hurricane. Last time that happened, like me and my friends, it's like we pretty much like went around the city when it was pitch dark. And like one of my friends like ran to like a car and set the car alarm, and we just booked it. We didn't even care. So
Awesome.
that was something that happened. But I don't know. Like I guess it ever happened like recently. Like I have like a whole bunch of manga. I would like to read like all my old manga and deal with that. I have a nephew here now, so like I'll have someone to at least entertain me, and like we'll probably play like some Uno or board games or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know me and my family, like every once in a while we would get like Scrabble or something like that. We would play that together, so that'll probably be something we would do. But yeah, just the typical stuff.
Yeah. That's like my nightmare scenario. But let's take a peek into the
Playing
next
board games.
No, I love board games. I mean like power outage. Let's take a peek at the mail sec. We got a couple emails. This first one is from our good friend Harold Price, host of H-Bomb and Friends. Check it out if you haven't already.
And
He says, hey, I peeps. God, I can't speak. I'm sorry, Harold. You guys have probably already talked about the PlayStation Now's pricing and lack of ability to play games in your own PSN without playing to rent it, which really pisses me off. For those who don't know, basically, if you own a game that's on PS Now, you have to rent it. It doesn't matter if you've purchased it on your PSN account. You probably already mentioned EA Access. You may have even mentioned how Sony turned down EA because they didn't think Access was a, quote, good value, end quote. To me, when you charge what Sony is charging for these PlayStation Now PlayStation Now rentals, some as high as $5 for 4 hours, and many longer rentals are more expensive than buying the game used at GameStop, you have no credibility on what good value is. Okay, so it's been a while since I had a Sony-directed nerd rage. Microsoft and Nintendo have deservedly been getting most of that. Sony has been on a roll since E3 2013, so they were probably due for a mistake. My question is, do you guys think Sony will fix their mistake? Either by lowering prices, allowing you to access games you own on PlayStation Now, or by having an affordable, not that I trust Sony's opinion on what, quote, affordable, end quote, is now, unlimited monthly plan, or is now doomed to fail to Sony's own arrogance. Now, as for the online service where Sony actually seems to know what they're doing, the PlayStation Plus games for August have been announced, and standing out at the top of the list for me is Spry Fox's Road Not Taken, which was my game of PAX East. Although I gladly would have paid full price for it, I'm pleased that I don't have to, and that my friends who have PS4s and Plus can try it out as well. Have any of you guys been following Road Not Taken, and are you looking forward to playing it? Finally, have any of you had a nerd rage so bad that you're upset for an entire day or more, like I've been over PlayStation Now? I totally went off on last night's CBG. That's it. H out. I guess let's address the PlayStation Now stuff. So do you guys think PlayStation Now is doomed?
Don't think
No.
so. Well, here's
It's
the
for
thing.
diff-
You are trying to rent a game you already have? What?
Well, like, you've purchased it on PlayStation Network,
Okay.
and you'd like to play it on your PS4. Let's say you don't even have your PS3 anymore, but your PlayStation Network account has purchased that game before, and you'd like to play it, and you own it technically, but you can't play it through PlayStation Now for free.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that can go either way. Like, I can see why someone would be upset about it, because, but we had all kind of said that we think that
Trading in your console is dumb.
yeah, well, like, trading in your console is dumb, but, like, you're not going to be able to access that game for free on a new platform. That's just never going to happen. But it would be nice, and I think Sony might do this, I think this is within the realm of possibility, that you could pay, like, one over-the-head fee, like an upgrade fee, upgrade to the PlayStation Now version of the game, and you can access that anytime for free. Or you don't have to pay ever again to access that game. But, like, the PlayStation Now pricing is fucked. Like he said, basically, you can rent games for 4 hours, in some cases for, like, $5, which seems a little misconstrued. But I think that's just something
That's
gonna
not every
change.
game, though.
It's not every game. I think that's something that's just going to change over time. They're going to put it out to the wild, and depending on how people buy it or just people's satisfaction levels with the streaming games in general, will determine those prices will change over time. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to hesitate too much to drop them.
yeah, I think that's just like you gotta. Nothing like this has really existed before, and you gotta play the field for a little bit. Be
And
ambitious
it's
from
a
the get-go.
beta.
Yeah,
It's a beta.
It's it's not final. This could change in whenever PlayStation Now becomes, quote, final release.
Not to mention, if it becomes... there's no saying that they won't let you do that in the final release.
Yeah. We
Granted, probably not going to happen,
yeah.
but they haven't come out and said that they're not doing it.
Yeah. So I think it's like this is a wait and see game. Sony, I think, is looking at it as a wait and see game. Like, they put this out there, see what the response is financially, how people are spending money in PlayStation Now, and then they respond to that in whatever way they need to. That's what I think. You guys have any other thoughts?
No, just don't sell your old consoles. Don't
Well,
do
I mean,
that.
obviously we know Harold didn't, but
Yeah,
other people.
yeah, sure. I'm just saying this in general. Don't sell your own consoles. Don't sell your old games. If you want to play your old games, keep your old games if it's worth keeping, and just play on that. oh, I have to go behind my TV and hook all my PS3 stuff. Well, get over your fucking self.
Like
Be smart.
I have my Wii, my launch day Wii, basically to play GameCube games. I don't have it for
Yeah.
any other reason. And I got rid of my GameCube to get my Wii because I knew I could play GameCube games.
Yeah.
I still have fucking PS2s in my closet and 64s if I needed them. I mean, I guess I'm and to an extent you guys are too, the oddball scenario of where like I'm not exactly on a budget or a strict budget, and I go out of my way to save my old consoles. Like I'm not getting rid of my PS3 anytime soon. I still love my PS3, and I have Persona 5 and Kingdom Hearts 2.5 to look forward to on it. So, yeah, if you want to play PS3 games, don't expect them to come to PS4.
Basically.
What are you guys' thoughts on Road Not Taken? Are any of you guys looking forward to it?
Not on my radar at all.
I talked to Harold about it before. It's like a puzzle roguelike. And it looks really cool. I've just watched one trailer on it, that's all. And I'm excited about it because Harold's excited about it. And he usually likes pretty good games. So I'm excited to play it. I'm super stoked that I'm getting it for free. So it's like stacking all over again. When that came out, it was free for PlayStation Plus members. It was fucking awesome. That game is amazing. Nabishin?
No, I don't know anything about it, and I'll play it when it comes out. Maybe.
So
Because
has
it's
a
hard
nerd-
with 3 games, so for me
Yeah.
to actually play them.
Yeah. Has a nerd rage ever ruined a day for you guys?
Not a day. And it's not really nerd rage per se. It's just generally getting upset about something and it's more of a oh, this is gonna be more personal than I shouldn't make it, but like whenever I get like upset about something, it's usually something on me. I upset somebody else or something along those lines, and then like for the next hour or two, I'm just obsessed about like how much I failed or are fucked up or something like that, and this really gets to me to the point of like just grating to me almost to tears, stuff like that. And then afterwards, I'm like, hey, it's good to be upset about this because we're humans, we make mistakes. Blase, blase, namaste, all that shit. So then I get over it.
Yeah. It has before, I'll say. I have anger problems. I have struggled with them in the past. It's a thing that comes from my family. And it has ruined days for me. And I don't know, like, I think I've found a lot healthier ways to get out my aggression as well.
Masturbation.
Just the violence of the most violent masturbating you could ever think of. No, not really, but I don't
Man, talk about beating up the dick.
God damn it. I have found healthier ways to get my aggression out there. And more like therapeutic ways of just basically relaxing and realizing that half the shit I get upset about doesn't matter to how I should actually feel. But like, I am super passionate about video games, and thus when something so stupid or so out of left field that frustrates me comes out of left field, it will make me legitimately upset or angry. And I think that kind of comes with the territory, so I don't fault anyone for getting overly mad, but it's the things you get mad about, I think, that matter. Like, I get angry when, let's say, an underrepresented piece of society, like a sect of society, like homosexuals, for example, are just completely misconstrued in video games, and I get super angry about that. And like that'll make me super aggressive, but like I'm not gonna get angry because someone said the PS4 is the worst system ever made.
Yeah.
I'm past that.
Yeah.
Just
don't get mad over petty shit like that.
Yeah. Choose your battles.
Get mad at stuff that get mad at shit that actually matters and that'll benefit people and yourself.
Yeah, and when you get mad, try and, I know it's difficult to, I think it's try and aim your aggression in a positive way, to like try to make a difference about it.
But the ACC port with the PlayStation 4 is such bullshit. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
angry.
Like, you know, sometimes people make mistakes and put their game, their console on a carpet for 15 minutes, and some people will never live it down.
Why can't I play MP3s on my PS3 or Xbox One? Why?
Why?
I'm so upset.
Grar. We have one more email.
Why can't I play new games on my system? Why do I have to play these HD versions of HD games? I'm so upset. So upset.
This final email comes from a friend of Nobishin's, from what I understand. I don't truly know. He says, "Hi, Jackson." That's how he starts the email.
Oh, aggression.
I'm your biggest fan. My name is
Oh,
Katie
really?
Kissling. Am I saying that? Kissling?
What? Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
I have a t-shirt with your face on it and underwear too. Tee-hee! I love Donkey Kong 64.
What kind of
Yes.
underwear?
What's your favorite part of that game? I have two, but I'm sure whatever your favorite part is will become my new favorite. Swoon. But seriously, my favorite part is the little rocket ship game that you have to play in the factory area, and also the bloopers reel at the end. Why don't games do that now? Also, I was wondering what game you're most looking forward to that is coming out. And then she points to it, and it says generic question. Kay, love you.
Love you.
That's actually a good point about Donkey Kong 64. It has the dumbest fake blooper reel at the end. And it's great. It's so good.
Ask me anything about Donkey Kong 64.
Who's your favorite Kong?
Garbage Kong.
Get out! If your answer is
I don't
anything
know.
but Cranky Kong, then you're wrong. I'm just kidding.
I thought you
Cranky
said
Kong's-
Linky Kong was your favorite.
Linky Kong is my favorite. I was just kidding.
Okay, okay.
Jokes.
I pay attention to what you say, so I got offended for a second.
I know. I love Linky Kong. I do like the Rocket arcade game.
It's a song. I'm sorry, I just got the message from Katie. So
I like the Rocket arcade game that you have to play. I also the one part that I hated about that game was you had to play like the original Donkey Kong arcade game at some point. I just wasn't good at it when I played it. It's funny because when I went back a couple years, like I'd say maybe 6 years ago, and played it, I just fucking destroyed it. But yeah, I had a lot of trouble playing through the original Donkey Kong arcade game. What about you, Scott? What's your favorite part of Donkey Kong 64?
My memories of that game are pretty hazy. However, there was this one. I never actually finished the game because I was stuck on the timed boss of Frankie's timed boss.
Yep.
I was stuck on that, and then I was cut off from the game itself.
Yeah.
So that was kind of terrible for me.
Mhm.
I haven't been able to play the N64 since.
Do you have a favorite part of the game though? Remember?
It's been so long that I can't remember.
Katie's favorite character is Diddy, by the way.
Diddy's a good choice.
It is a very good choice.
Diddy's awesome. He's so cute. He's so adorable. I'm so glad he's coming back in Smash Brothers. Took them long enough to put him in there. I'll say, like, my favorite part about the game is actually just getting 5 different characters. I thought that was so cool.
I don't think I got the 5th character at that point, did I?
It's Chunky. Man, Chunky's the last one.
Okay, I did then.
Like, I
And
thought it
Mark's
was...
favorite is Lanky Kong.
Good choice, obviously.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Like, it was such a cool idea for me at that, because, like, I knew that this was the same. Somewhere in my head, I knew that these were the same people that made Banjo Tooie and Banjo Kazooie. Still, 2 of my favorite games ever. They're
See,
amazing.
you're just You're just making Katie so wet right now. I shouldn't have said it, whatever.
Because I love old Rare. Like, Conker's Bad Fur Day is amazing. And I'm so pissed that it's impossible to play Conker Live and Reloaded, basically, in the modern day. But, like, I was one of those people that heard about from, like, Nintendo Power that you could play as Banjo and Kazooie separately in Banjo-Tooie and got fucking harder than a fucking rock about that. It's like, oh, you can play as them separately and they can do stuff and they can interact with one another in cool ways. And you can play as Mumbo Jumbo. Don't get me started. But seeing like you like jump into a barrel and you can switch between 5 different characters in Donkey Kong 64. It was just really cool. I loved it. And unlocking each new character was like a whole new adventure for me because they each have their own like Banjo-Kazooie-esque moves that only they can do. So, that's it. That's my favorite part of the game. We have a couple more comments. Harold Price says, "Hurricanes are nothing to mess with. We've gone through several in Florida. Stay safe, silver PR, obviously from us as well. Things to do without power: play handhelds until they run out of juice, then sleep." And he says, back in 2005 when Hurricane Wilma came through, we were out of power for a week. Fortunately, we had a generator. Oh, God, that sounds awful. But that's it. That's it for emails. Thank you, Katie, for writing the email with Mark.
She was violently shaking her head up and down as you were giving your monologue about Donkey Kong 64. So,
Okay.
Just so you know.
All right. I speak the truth about Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Tooie. God, Banjo-Tooie's amazing. I have to fucking play that, like, now. That's it for the show, though. We're going to be talking about Korra, The Legend of Korra, Season 3, Episode 9, after the credits, and after we pick a title for those curious. But thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you to everyone who sent in emails and whatnot and voicemails. You can be a part of the show, too. You can send us an email, and we will read it. Any question you want to ask us. It doesn't have to be video game related. The email address is mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. That's MAIL sack@irrationalpassions.com. Our voicemail line is 404-590-1337. Standard long-distance fees do apply. You can follow each of us on Twitter for updates on what we're up to, personally. I am at AlFighter27. Nabishin is at Nabishin186. That's NABESHIN186, all one word. And Scott is at WhatTechuz, spelled phonetically like that. Some other stuff, please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us out a lot if you do so. Follow the site and the show on Twitter at IrrationalPod, all one word. Go to VGEvo.com. That's where our podcast network is. We're a part of it. Tons of great shows on there like Interactive Distractions, Game Crashers, etc. Go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/IrrationalPassions, and you can watch me play Zelda games. Alex Plays Zelda is the name of the series. And tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best way to spread the love and get other and new people interested, so please do that. And while you're at it, check out the website, IrrationalPassions.com. That's where everything you need to know about Irrational Passions can be found. But that's it for the show. Thank you, Nabishin. Thank you, Scott, for joining us.
Thank you, Mark and Katie, for watching. Oh.
Yeah, thank you to Mark and Katie for watching. Everyone who listens. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for your opening music of Two-Player Co-op and your closing music of The World is Saved. Congrats again on having a son. That's awesome. And your baby pictures are too fucking adorable. And once again, thank you guys so much for listening. You guys make the show go around. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games. Stay irrational. We will talk to you guys next week.
Titles.
Titless.
Titles.
What is this first one?
Go play chicken wings. That's what Scott said.
We were talking about Evan territory.
Oh! Yeah. My connection was freaking out during that, but that's fucking amazing.
You were like, let's see. I'm going to try and remember it. You were like,
Channel
Wait, we were talking about Rich.
you were talking about some old masseuse giving him a back rub. I'm like, yeah, while he's eating some gold-plated chicken wings.
Oh, that's great. Continue,
All right,
Dodge.
so go play chicken wings. I'm nauseous. I'm nauseous. Once you go nigger, you never go bigger. Never get bigger. I'm sorry. I fucked that
That's
up.
all right.
That was a joke.
It was funny.
That you're
I
going-
laughed.
I'm glad you laughed. You know, I was put on the spot. My best friends were watching, so you're like, God, what can I say? Something that would be
Time to pull the
legendary.
race card.
So
You've
there
only
you
said
go.
the
That's
N-word
how-
once before on our show.
and that slipped because I was hanging out with Tony too much, but that happens.
Happens.
The Dirty Cast. Princess Zelda. I remember Princess Zelda. Oh, what the fuck am I even saying?
Princess. I love
Twilight
Princess.
Princess. Okay, let's start that over. Twilight Princess. I remember Twilight Princess. Sweet, sweet Twilight Princess. I've always hated it. Hey guys, I'm at the beach. Emoji. Let the rage run through you. I said climax phenomenon.
Climax phenomenon is even better.
Climate phenomenon, what I meant to put. Skinboarding. Beating up a dick. It's a thong! And Bayonetta 2 Persona 5.
Bayonetta 2, Persona 5, they're happening. Both are technically coming out this year.
We didn't even answer that question. I'm sorry, Katie. What are we most excited for the end of the year?
Oh, shit!
Bayonetta 2.
Persona 5, technically. But I guess for me, Fantasy Life. Fantasy Life is what I'm most excited about.
Scott?
I don't know. It's pretty tight knit between Fantasy Life, Super Smash.
Smash Brothers is
It's
pretty
Smash.
hot. It's Smash. We know this.
Yeah.
We should have a Smash Brothers party, Scott.
Yeah, we should.
That was so much fun with Brawl. So we'll do it for the Wii U release, not the 3DS one.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
I'm probably not getting a 3DS one.
I'm getting both, but I'm sad. So what do we like? Damien's over. I can hear his deep voice laughing in the other room.
Good thing he did pull the secret string in the secret box, revealing one embarrassing snapshot of Plus Pop Brothers
I like Climate Phenomenon, although Climax Phenomenon is also very good.
I like that whole Twilight Princess spiel, but I'm also a fan of, let's see, obviously the offensive one, but we can't use that. And I guess it's a thong, sure.
Scott, what do you like?
Man, to be way split. I'm a fan of skinboarding.
Do we want to just do some kind of tiebreaker here?
Text
How about-
us, Katie, pick something. I'll say them again really fast.
Okay.
Go play chicken wings. I'm nauseous. Once you go nigga, you never get bigger. The Dirty Cast, Twilight Princess. I remember Twilight Princess. We speak Twilight Princess. I've always hated it. Hey guys, I'm at the beach. Emoji. Let the rage run through you. Climate phenomena. Climax phenomena. Skinboarding. Beating up a dick. It's a thong. Bayonetta 2 and Persona 5. They'll text me in like half a second. So fill up the air in this podcast bubble.
Oh, God, my throat fucking hurts.
I forgot to call you a cracker.
And there it is. That should be the title. I forgot to call you a crack. I'm drinking Claymore Scotch Ale that Justin Graffius left in my refrigerator. He said I should try it. He said specifically I should drink it while podcasting, and I like it. It's a little bit too bitter for me. It's a bit too hoppy, but It's good.
Hoppy.
Hoppy is like a.
But
hops-
why do you bring that up now? Is it like cracker juice or something?
It's cracker juice. That's what it is. He told me to let me know what he thinks. What I think. So. he
What
might
you
watch
tank
this. What I tanks. Yeah, hops is one of the ingredients in beer, and it's usually what contributes to its bitterness. FF.
It's Twilight Princess one. She
Okay.
said that. So. Okay.
I'll just pull the sample from it, because I don't want to make you say it again.
I'll say it again. Fine.
Okay. Scott, you want to say the number? It's 189.
Sure.
Then we can talk about some Korra.
Mm-hmm. This is the
Ready, guys,
Irrational Passions podcast, episode 189.
Twilight Princess. I remember Twilight Princess. Sweet, sweet Twilight Princess. I've always hated it.
All right, let's talk about Korra.
Or
Season 3, Episode 9. What was it called? Something Dark Side.
sure.
So basically, this was they were following what's his face, the bad guy,
Zahir.
Zahir.
And
It's called the Snake
Iway. No, it was more. No, they were just following Iway.
Iway, that's what it is. They were following Iway to kind of figure out what he was up to. So what did we think of this? I thought it was very good.
It was a good episode. Yeah, like it's funny too because like it's pretty much like half of it you could say like nothing really happened, but like all that character development or just the characters themselves, I just love just looking at them just talk. It's just that's just so entertaining to me.
Okay, I'll be honest with you two, right here, right now. This episode redeemed Mako for me. I was
I was
hoping it
thinking
would.
that. I was like, I was thinking to myself, like, he can't hate Mako after this. I was
Like-
thinking that.
I really like that Mako was basically just a straight shooter, no bullshit this whole episode. And I appreciated that. It's like they didn't really focus on him like too much, but he had everything he needed to say. He was straight shooter, no bullshit, and I really like that. And you know, I appreciate it. He served a very good purpose for this episode. I feel like he had his moment to shine in this episode. So he feels redeemed in my heart. He could easily fuck it up again, but they are very much leaning away from the love triangle in this season, and that is making it easier to enjoy him again.
I think they need to bring Asami more too. Now talking about it because she seemed to be downplayed a little bit now.
Yeah, she
It just
seemed to be
seems like
downplayed a lot because like she hasn't had a lot of dialogue since the second episode.
Yeah.
But I liked a little bit of the Asami Korra stuff we saw in this episode. But I lost it when the fucking crazy fans went up to Nuktuk to Bolin. I could not control myself. I was giggling like a happy.
Oh, those people! Oh my god!
Oh my god! And then she's like, "I made this like you."
And she was like stroking her hair at the same time when she was talking.
Bolin was so uncomfortable. Oh my god! I was laughing. It was wonderful.
Yep.
But like, I think the real important thing is we got actually a good dialogue scene between Korra and Zahir in this episode. The first time they've ever talked, and we kind of get an idea of what Zahir is building towards. He's an anarchist. Surprise! I did not see that coming. I'll say.
I believe we're on the same page if we think that the original goal was to put Vatu and Rava back together in the conflict.
Yeah. Basically, I assume they were maybe hoping to have an avatar with both spirits in them. Or basically, or not to just release Rava and have that never-ending conflict kind of going. But an interesting twist to this is, like, Zahir is like, I think we are more like than you think. In that, like, you even knew to basically reconnect the spirit realm to the human realm. And you could tell that Korra was, like, uncomfortable with the fact that they agreed that that was the best option. and I thought that was like actually a really good twist on the situation. Again, redefining Zahir as a much better villain than Unalaq, and he even basically says like he was just some dick doing this selfish bullshit for himself, and I love that. I'm like, yeah, and he's like, the true order of things is disorder. I'm like, oh yeah, this is my kind of villain. I was just super excited for that. So yeah, I really liked it. It was really good. And then Korra gets captured. But what do you guys think? Speak.
I have been speaking.
Oh, speak more.
Yeah, I like how that was done in the spirit realm as well.
Yeah. Fucking poor, what's his face? Aiwei.
Yeah, that guy. Poor what's his face.
He gets tossed in the fucking mist
But
of
yeah.
Balls
spirits.
for forgetting.
Now that we know that Zahir was what the Red Lotus is, it now makes that much more sense that he's able to do what he's able to do.
Yeah.
To some extent, but it does make sense.
Yeah, you still have to suspend your disbelief a little bit.
And there's
as
still
far as, like,
mystery there. Like
Yeah.
we don't know Zahir specifically. We don't know his backstory, his upbringing.
But it's very, very obvious that he's been studying the Air Nation.
Yeah, like he mentioned that that one air monk was like, he said this, that basically disorder is the only true order of things, and you could tell like that got to Korra in a specific way. So it was such a good low blow for him to drop before he kind of disappeared. But Asami and Korra then got kidnapped by the Earth Queen. That's where it left
Yeah.
off.
The fucking containment suit they have Korra in.
Yeah, it was like covering and restraining every single part of her body. And they had like the Hannibal Lecter. Yeah. Great. I'm super excited. I'm just really happy with this season so far.
And so I'm guessing this will just be like what, out Friday mornings now on Nick.com, and that's how we're supposed to watch it now. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
By the way, being on Nick.com is actually decent. Well, it was a lot better than I expected it to be. And if this is the only way I can support them, then yeah, I'll go onto that site and just watch it from there.
yeah, I can legitimately support them from there, and I had no ads when I watched it. I don't know about you guys.
There was like after that movie commercial, and that was it. That Disney commercial. That Disney. I keep forgetting that bubble balloon thing, whatever it is, number 6.
Big 6-6?
Yeah.
Big Hero 6, I think is what it is?
Yes. Yeah, it was like a commercial for that for like maybe 10 to 15 seconds, and then it just went back to the episode. So it was like, oh well, okay.
Right. Like there were like divots on my player for ad breaks, but I didn't get any ads. So, but yeah, Korra's real good. If you guys have thoughts on Korra, you listeners out there, if you're actually still listening, feel free to send them into the mail sack or the voicemail line. Just make sure you let me know on Twitter or something that is a Korra related email, voicemail, or in the subject line of the email. But yeah. Any other thoughts before we close this out?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. If you have listened this far, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. Get this to me.
Stop
by
recording.
Monday.
Should say stop recording.
Stop recording if you haven't already. I said bye. So, bye. Yeah,
You mean stop recording?
I'm sorry. I'll say that next time. Be like, stop it. Stop.
Alright. Thanks, guys. I gotta go play Mario Kart with my nephew.
All right. Have a good time.
All right,
I'll talk to
see
you
ya.
guys later.
Bye.